Cosmic Council once presided over a peaceful collective. Collectors coexisted in harmony and mutual appreciation. But disaster loomed. Escaping just before destruction, the last of the council headed out into space to regain what was lost. Collecting all they can on their journey, they now find themselves here on Earth. Welcome to the Cosmic Council, the sight and sound of collecting.
Indeed. Welcome to the Cosmic Council, which is half full. I decided to use that video again today, seeing as we know that Mark won't be joining us. Sadly, he's busy doing whatever he's busy doing this evening, and he can't make it. So it's going to be the three usual suspects, myself, Andy, and joining us very shortly shall be Ed. I think he's just run off to the toilet to siphon the python before we go live, but he didn't make it in time.
We have Rolando, Jumpy, Lobot, Joshy.
Yeah, we've already got people jumping in the chat, haven't we?
We have.
Good evening, Benjamin.
You there?
And of course, Joshy. Oh, Andy's already in there as well. Lobot, how are you doing, sir?
I was on it like a car bonnet.
You certainly were. Good evening, Gareth, Ed, Andy, Benjamin, Joshy, Lobot, and everybody else. Hello, Rolando. Rolando's
and
here.
Sean.
Rollo, there we go. Oh, hello, Sean. How are you, sir? Get through all these greetings. Look at this. Everyone's so nice and polite with each other. I love it. It's a fantastic little community we've got going here.
It is.
Stuck inside here as well.
That's a Resident Evil thing, isn't it, that avatar? It's either that or a very tasty biscuit. Is that the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil?
Is that the Umbrella Corporation one? I thought that it was. Is theirs quite as looped?
You're asking the wrong person. I'm asking the question rather than answering it.
Okay. Stuck inside. Is it actually from the Umbrella Corporation, or is it something else?
Umbrella. He says Umbrella Corp.
Oh, there we go. He's confirmed it.
I'm good.
Get through the rest. Greetings. Hello, Dale. How are you doing? Redundant Squash. This is your second live stream, I think, of mine you've managed to join, isn't it? Hello, sir.
Rudy's here. Hello, Rudy.
Is Rudy here as well? Brilliant.
Yes, sorry, Rudy. We do cross the streamers rather a lot. It's very true.
Everyone has funny pics, and I have me and my mum. There's nothing wrong with you and your mum, Ben.
Mine's not funny. Mine's just geeky. It's not.
I was like, whose channel do I watch this one? Anyone's.
All the channels.
As long as you're watching it, that's good for us. Hope you can make it on again sometime as well. I really do. It was fun last time. It'd be nice to hear more of what you've got to say. Squash. And Kat's here. Hello, Kat. How are you?
Kat, what time is it with you?
Not wrong with that, Benjamin. Certainly isn't. And everyone loves Kat. Look at this. Everyone loves Kat. Right, what are we talking about tonight?
What are we talking about tonight? I had a vague idea, didn't I? But I don't know if that was settled upon or not.
It wasn't exactly set in stone, but Lobot did put an idea forward that I quite liked in my live stream of the day, and that's what I'm going to run with. And that's the Lego thing.
Oh yeah.
What I will do?
The Lego figure. Okay.
I'm going to put a banner up at the moment, though. Don't post them just yet, but start thinking about them. Quiz the council.
It's got
Think
a
of
banner.
what questions you want to ask us. This was one of Andy's ideas. Think of what questions you want to ask us and pop it in the live chat, but not now. Leave it until we're towards the end of discussing our first topic, and then it's easier for me to throw them up on screen so that we can all answer them. So be thinking about what questions you might want to ask any or all of us. Okay. No, the topic today is going to be Lego.
Okay.
Hence the little Lego man covering Mark's face in the thumbnail.
I nearly bought my big Lego storage head down, actually, but I didn't in the end.
Brilliant.
I mean, good for comedy value, but I didn't get that far.
So there's more chat. There's more chat. Look at this. I think I've probably missed one or two, but hello, David.
Everyone's saying hi to everybody else.
Mr. Nippleman's here. Mr. Titty Man. Titty Tips. That's a name, isn't it? Titty Tips.
Titties.
Yeah, so Lego, not just Lego in general, but I suppose we could just talk about Lego in general. Lobot, throw some of your ideas back out there to remind me. I did write it down, actually. I did write it down. That's the great thing about having these notebooks. Your favourite sets and models that you may have already had, your favourite build out of it, most anticipated for what might be coming out, or what's never ever been made that you'd love to see made. And we already know your answer to that, Andy, because that's your profile picture.
Or indeed my ex-bomber that didn't get much traction on Lego ideas.
Oh, of course, yeah. Has anyone ever used add-ons, such as the lights or displays? So yeah.
No, I've seen them, but never indulged. A little bit of old Lego in my hand, actually.
Oh, fantastic! Have we seen this before? I feel like that's familiar.
Well, I mean, it is old Lego, but I haven't actually.
No?
I can't remember if I've shown it before, but yeah, I picked that up a little while ago.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's complete.
The only Lego Ben would want would be Rocket Raccoon. He's a big Rocket Raccoon fan, is Benjamin. Hello, Mario. Okay. I love how you place your finger over the price.
See, I've done this rodeo before.
Look, Rolando performing his task admirably. Thank you, sir. Right.
I'm a bit out of touch with my Lego at the moment, although I'm aware of the new Spacey sets that are being released.
Oh, which one?
That are unbranded.
Okay. Well, that was going to be another topic. Was that? Well, not another topic, but an addition to this, another question. How you think that Lego might be coping with all of these compatible sets that are coming out?
Yes, because it's an interesting one, isn't it, though? Because they have, from time immemorial, they have chosen to tie their own hands somewhat, because there are certain areas in which Lego will not tread, even though they repeatedly do so. Because, like, my Batmobile downstairs has got chain guns. Just saying, I'm just saying, it's got great big freaking chain guns under the bonnet. But obviously, what they won't do, and in fact, interestingly, a true story. This, are you aware of the televisual series known as UFO, sir?
Am I aware of it? I'm aware of it. I haven't watched it.
Okay. Are you aware that they utilize a submarine?
No, I wasn't aware of that. I thought that was Stingray.
It is also Stingray, but in the UFO televisual series to which I refer, there is a rather natty submarine called Skydiver, and the clue is in the title, in that it has a sky element and it has a diving element, and the sky element involves the submarine tilting upwards and launching a craft that becomes an aircraft.
Okay.
Off its nose. Typical Jerry Anderson stuff.
Yeah.
And I did a recreation of that for Lego Ideas. And it appeared on the site. It was there for about 7 days. Then they took it down. And all of a sudden, the UFO, the series, was not a permitted thing on Lego Ideas anymore. And I was like, someone's thought that looks too much like a military submarine, even though it's science fiction. Right. So I thought I was all right, but because it was coloured in a sort of a dark browny sort of colour, it looked military. And so somebody probably went off and checked the series and went, "Oh no, aliens invading! Oh no, scary, weird, no," and I botched it. So then I made it white and red and blue and made it a spaceship, and then it was fine.
Okay, fair enough.
But it is symbolic of the fact that they will not go anywhere near anything that is really, real world military, even if it's not, apparently.
Guardian?
The blocks.
You've hit on something there, definitely. We were just talking about we will be talking as well about non-Lego. And the Enterprise is certainly a good one. I've seen that a couple of times. Very nice set.
The stuff that I've seen that's interesting is blue bricks.
Oh, I'm not aware of that one.
Oh, have you not? Well, they're very, very interesting. For people of my era, it's quite interesting because blue bricks do an Eagle. They do a Space 1999 Eagle. They also do Star Trek quite a lot, runabouts and stuff like that. And of course, Lego has no stake in any of those because they don't license any of those. No way, Sean's.
I'm going to answer this one. Question: who does the best Lego stream on a Sunday? And the only Lego stream where guests are gang probed by a group of studs and babes, led by a really good-looking, well-hung alien monkey lizard. Well, I don't know about the well-hung part. It seems quite sparse, does that area. Hello there, Rob. How are you doing? There was a reason why I didn't join you this week, and that was because I wanted that particular Johnny 5 as a stream or video on my own channel, and I wanted it to be focused on that and not necessarily the things that we might discuss over on your channel. But you'll be seeing me again soon. Don't worry about that. I don't think I was any competition for you. In fact, I noticed some of my viewers disappear when you started, so and that's perfectly fine.
I tend to be running around on a Sunday, so some days I just can't make it, unfortunately. Weekends are tricky for me.
Okay, that's fair enough. Good man, Benjamin. Good man.
Thanks, Lando.
Anyone have any recommendations for animal action figures? Not necessarily lifelike. Fantasy and sci-fi is fine. Just something I've been thinking about. You're not thinking about the Mythic Legions or anything like that. Are we thinking definite animals rather than anthropomorphic animals?
Because obviously Thundercats would be a thing. Animal action figures.
I mean, certainly there'll be some like that are accessories to figures. Like I can remember there was a hello Ed.
Hello Ed.
I can remember there was like a gorilla or a bear and things like that, and dogs with Action Man.
Animal action figures. I'm trying to think. They never did a toy of the Centurion's dog. Actually, I don't think Centurions had a dog. I mean, monkeys. I mean, Planet of the Apes would be a good one for that if that was the sort of thing you were thinking about.
Going to the store and seeing the latest Lego catalogue on the counter and spending the whole afternoon looking at every page over and over.
Those were the days, yes. Actual paper catalogues.
So how's Ed doing?
I'm sorry, Ed isn't here today.
Oh, who is here today then?
This is the life model decoy of Ed.
It's Max. Hello, Max.
I am Max and I am mighty. Not three bad.
You sound a little bit different than normal. You sound echoey. Not echoey, but robot.
There we go. Way behind him, that's why.
There we go.
Hang on a minute.
There we are.
There we go.
Oh, he's got a light on it.
It's Kremzik.
Okay.
He's been there for months.
Has he? Yeah. Well, you've never drawn attention to it before.
I know, because usually he's already switched on. But I've just had to turn him on now.
Right, I'm thinking animals, as in on all fours, rather than humanoid. Battle cat is a favourite of mine. Well,
so
obviously,
rideable animals
as well, isn't there? Panther?
Yes, Panther, I think.
Isn't it? Yeah, the purple one. Yeah. I don't know. All the big gym stuff, obviously.
There'd be Aslan, but I don't know if he's ever had a toy. There'll be Narnia toys. It's not something I've ever thought about before. Actually,
there's been Narnia toys, but mostly based on those Disney movies.
Sorry, is this still Lego? Are we still on
No,
Lego?
no, I think
Weird, likely.
I think he's just talking about action figures in general.
Right. What were the Lego thing?
They're like, well, we haven't really finished that. We're still. I've just hopped onto the chat.
I have balls to them. Get back onto topic. They can wait. Don't be coming here, typing your bloody stuff and interrupting us. Gia, just get bent.
Did you do that?
Sorry.
Okay, here we go.
So
what you're laughing for.
Giving him the power. Oh goodness me!
Right, we've all had a go now.
Right.
There we go.
And he's back.
Yes, Ed's back in the house. Everyone, we could tell, can't we? We could tell.
Do that. No.
That's a good point there. That's a really good point. Ursa Major is a good animal, yes. Anyway, sorry. Back onto the Lego topic. What's your favourite sets or models? What might have been your most favourite build experience? Most anticipated set that's coming out that you're aware of or that you want to get? What's your thoughts on not Lego, the compatible stuff? And do you use any add-on lights or anything like that with any of your builds? And the last one that was suggested was sets that were never made that you might want. So something that you think would make a brilliant Lego set. And I think that's probably going to make up for quite a good portion of the conversation. Yeah.
I would like to. I'd go by what I'd like to see them make.
Go on, then.
It's quite, and they can do it. It just needs someone high up to say, yeah, let's do it. And I think they ought to take a cue from other companies that are doing the same thing at the moment. But I would like to see Lego reissue the original Lego Space line.
Yes, yeah.
I believe that would be immensely popular with people. Yeah, screw you. Stop interrupting. I think it would be summer aids. It'd be a great. I think it'd be very hugely popular with, our generation. I would say,
which of the generation that have money to spend on Lego.
Well, no, I mean, because it's like, our generation have got that connection to those sets, yeah. And I mean, I believe it would prove quite popular, and it could also stem off as well. They could branch off into reissuing the old Lego town stuff as well, like, some of the old Lego airports or fire stations, even like the castles, the Lego castles, so.
They don't tend to reissue, do they? They tend to make new versions of.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, though, so like if they follow, like current trend, like Hasbro are doing with G.I. Joe and Transformers and things, and then Mattel with he, Masters of the Universe and that. I think, if they were to reissue these original old, sets, I'd like to say, I believe they'd be quite popular.
I tend to agree. I do think that there's an awful lot of criticism that gets thrown at these companies that are just doing straightforward reissues because it's lazy.
Well, I think it's survival.
It's giving people what they want.
I'll expand on what I mean by that, because I think that there must be a real challenge for these companies these days, because a lot of kids are not playing with physical toys, I would suggest. Therefore, who else can they turn to put money in their coffers, apart from us old geezers who have money in our pockets and will fork out for old physical stuff that we used to play with when we were little? So actually, I think we're a vitally important part of their demographic these days, because we have so much cash, ostensibly at least, or we used to, floating around in our pockets, and we can afford to pay the prices that they charge for these sets, which are not cheap at all. Let's face it.
Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, I've got upstairs, and although this was partly my son's thing that he wanted it as well, I can't never remember the name, but the starship that's based off the old, I think the Explorer they called it, that had the opening back. So, and that's a nice build. And it's it's really big. And it's got 4 of the sort of classic astronauts in it as well.
The Galaxy Explorer.
Yes, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So they are, as you say, Ed, they are already doing it, but they're doing it in a way that's a modern reproduction of the classic sets. So you
It's
have
not
that
a straightforward remake, is it? It's
no,
But that's
an
right.
improvement on.
I'd like to see them do just a straight up reissue of those sets, along with the, like the moon based panels and things like that,
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I don't know how many of the pieces they've now retired, even in the right color. Sometimes the color stops, because I've had to get all sorts of old school colors and types of things, for stuff that I've put together to put on Lego ideas and stuff. Because obviously I'm using stuff that I know, but there are a lot of modern equivalents because they've stopped doing those ones now. It's incredibly easy to get anything you need. There's loads of sites that are dedicated just finding a given piece, and you can just buy it. It's crazy. Never knew it existed until I started delving into this. There's someone put me onto Rebrickable as a concept, which of course was a horribly dangerous thing. But I do remember the first set that I got ostensibly from my son when he was old enough to start doing Lego. But he's actually pretty good at Lego. He can do, he got into it quite early with me, and he will quite happily sit and build a set himself, which is nice. Yeah. So I try to encourage him to do that. But then, of course, we had the Lego games that he loved to play as well. So he used to play Lego Star Wars on the Wii and stuff like that when he was little, and he loved that as well. So yeah, it's just a shame it's quite so expensive, and that of course does open the door for the non-Lego people to walk through.
Certainly does. Yes.
The thing is, a company like Lego, they will have all those, let's say, recipe mixtures for those discontinued. The bricks, the bricks aren't discontinued because they're still using the bricks. Yeah.
Will you be surprised? Actually, I think
there's quite a lot that they don't use anymore.
What, like 4x1s and 4x2s?
No. Specific bricks that would have been used in those space sets.
So I'm thinking
like a lot of that translucent stuff with the neon greens and everything.
And
the neon greens came a lot later. The original Lego Space, it was just a translucent blue and the translucent yellow.
Well, even those blues they don't use anymore, do they?
Yeah, I've seen the little round singular ones in that translucent blue.
No, I mean the shaped pieces,
the canopies,
canopies and things like that. They still call them a brick. They still call the brick.
Yeah, but it wouldn't take much. They will still have the molds and the mixtures for the plastic for them. It's not just they won't just bin them and throw them out. They'll still have them there.
No, it's purely a question, and I think whether or not it would be economical for them to pull it out of mothballs and reset a part of the factory to do that. And it might well be, of course, per your argument. I think there's definitely an argument where you could do sort of quite a large box set that had little bits of classic sets in it, or like 4 classic sets in it or something. Do something like that, and people would buy it. There's no choice about it. It's still just Lego at the end of the day. And part of the problem is, I think, that Lego themselves, I believe, put up the instructions now for prior sets.
Yeah, they do.
So if you had enough bricks, you could just do it yourself for nothing. So it is really down to whether or not you want to see the original packaging resurrected. I mean, the reason I got this one in front of me was just because it had that little sort of flattened box, and that was what set it apart from anything else. I just thought, it's quite nice to see that again, So that sort of thing I could see them doing, because I think it would bring back memories for people. There's no two ways about it. So yeah, definitely an argument for it.
It's searching something up. Look at that.
I'm just seeing if there's a database of a list of retired Lego bricks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure who would have that.
But even down to
set to retire,
like back in the early days when not space sets, obviously, but some of the knights and everything, they'd have the feathers on the helmets and whatnot.
It's like the horses. They don't
and
do
the
the
pirates
horses
that have
anymore, do
feathers
they?
on their hats. Even those pieces now, they've changed them. The original ones are completely different to the ones that we get now. A lot less detailed, the originals.
Even the steering wheels are different these days, so they tend to do different styles of them, don't they?
Yeah, but I get that, but I think the point is, if Lego wanted to, they could bring these sets back.
Yeah,
they could do, but I think that Lego is one of those companies that they don't go backwards; they always move forwards. And when they do something from the past, they improve on what it was like originally and update it.
I would say sometimes, yeah, but I mean, my biggest gripe with Lego really is the amount of specialized pieces. You know, I mean, my favorite Lego is the kind of Lego that you use your imagination to build something rather than having a bag full. You know, no, but like most Lego sets now have a bag of like specialized parts or bits, you know, pre-shaped.
No, I know what you mean. I like wheel arches for the Batmobile and fins on the back. I know exactly what you mean, but you can just buy a bucket of bricks.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can just buy a box of bricks, and it's just got all your basic ones, and it's all about using your own imagination.
Yeah,
so
but Lego used to be all about that, all about. You know, it was the toy limited by your own imagination. Yeah, you know, and I think
that's still there. All they haven't taken away from their range; they've just added to it.
But how many people do you think are going to make their own thing out of like the one that you've just completed? You know, the Lego Pac-Man set. Who's going to dismantle that and make their own thing out of that?
But they're not going to do either. That's why they buy the Pac-Man set, because they want to make the Pac-Man set. If they want to make something from their own imagination, then they'll buy the bricks.
Well, you see, it's interesting because I think it falls. My son and I have very different approaches to this. Upstairs from me here, there are a whole slew of still completed Lego models. But when I did Lego, I used to build it once, deconstruct, and put it into my pile. I would then tip out the pile, surround myself in it, and spend many a happy hour sat in the middle of my Lego pile doing stuff, which was in no way led by any instructions whatsoever. So it's kind of, you know, I think it very much depends on your build style, if you like, in terms of what you actually do with your Lego once you've done it. Because obviously, yeah, you could dismantle it, but like you say, Ed, if it's geared towards a specific thing, a specific build, it does reduce its reusability. Now you might still be able to repurpose it, obviously, but things like the really big Batmobile, I think its canopy was unique, because obviously they needed it to do that particular set, which makes perfect sense. You know, they wouldn't have had any other choice, I don't think.
I mean, I can remember years ago, when I got it was a set. It was 744. That's it. That was the number of the Lego set, 744, and I think it came out in 1980, I think, or 81. And it was predominantly yellow bricks with blue translucent canopies, and it also came with a motor and a battery pack. And what I used to like about those early Lego sets were the instruction booklet that came with it. It gave you the instructions for maybe 2 or 3 builds, but then it would give you about 5 or 6 optional other builds that it didn't give you the instructions for. So you had to figure out how to build them. Yeah. And that's what I loved about Lego. Yeah. It's like, you know, it wasn't, I'll be looking, I think, right, I want to make that. How do I make that? You know, so give me 2 minutes.
Lego did the
Aston Martin.
Yeah, they've done the Aston Martin. Yeah,
definitely.
Sure
yeah, categorically they have seen it. Yeah, definitely they have.
I'm not. Yeah, it was part of the
Speed Champions.
Champions line. Yes, I've got it. Yes, they've done it.
Yes, they've done it. Yes.
Yeah. They're probably in that predicament with that as to what else would they make from the James Bond franchise that would be popular enough to sell lots of.
No, but it's too pew pew.
Yeah, there's guns involved.
Real world pew pew.
Yeah. The only guns that they do are Star Wars guns because they're seen as blasters rather than guns. Yeah.
Science fiction and fantasy, that's their get out clause.
Stop. My son is 13, has collected a few figures from characters' favorite video games. I think it's a future. Yes, no, I agree with that. I've just listed some Dead Space figures on. That's a spoiler for next week's video. On my,
Spoiler!
on my website, and the price that I paid to get those in, and let alone the price I'm selling them for, is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah.
Interesting.
Spoiler. Good example of what Eddie's talking about is the Eldorado. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really, really well done, is that? And it is on my want list. So if you want to treat me at all, you know. Yeah. I'll probably buy it next time I go to the Lego shop. Best addition to Lego when they added that Glow in the Dark Ghost to the castle sets. Yes. I was just talking about that to someone earlier, Rudy. I would like to get the castle set that I had as a kid. And it came with a glow-in-the-dark ghost. Hey, Flav! They've reduced the number of specialised parts a lot since the late 90s, have they now?
Interesting.
Okay. So I thought they'd increased the amount because of the Star Wars and Batman sets.
They're quite clever, though. What they've done, I think, is they often repaint standard pieces.
Uh-huh. So,
like, things like, I think Yoda's Starfighter, they'll use window pieces and paint the sort of the TIE Fighter cockpit on it rather than doing a more specialized piece. It's quite clever. Right,
but they were losing money because of the number of tools. Now they've increased the reference with colors rather than duplicating molds. Makes sense. Flav knows what he's talking about when it comes to this sort of stuff as well.
Cool.
That's one of the reasons why they nearly went. One of. There were a few.
Gabador.
Hello, Robo Lucas.
Oh,
a mechanized spiral from James Bond would be mechanized spiral from James Bond. What's that? Oh, the intro.
Oh.
Gonna buy the McFarlane Bart Allen. Oh, wow, okay. The multiverse one. I'm not. Do I know what this one is? Have we already discussed it? I don't know. I finally caught up with all that chat. Yeah, and as for compatible, not Lego, it's getting better. It really is getting better. I can remember donkeys years ago, I got a Mega Bloks set. And literally, as quick as you put those pieces together, they push themselves apart. They were appalling. And I was expecting something similar when building Johnny 5 the other day. And
that's right, Custer. I've seen that on Lego Ideas so many times. People suggesting that.
I think they've missed the trick by not doing that. I wonder if it's because he comes with a gun.
No, because it's a laser gun. They'd be able to do that. That would work. But
the bricks feel like Lego. They've locked together like Lego. In fact, some of them are tighter than Lego. There were a case where I put one in wrong and I had to take it out, and I was fighting with it to get it out. They really are getting better now. They really are.
Other plastic construction toys are available.
Tente. That's an old one, isn't it?
Is it properly old? Yep.
Yeah.
In a box, and it's still in its plastic bags as well. Actually, I haven't even popped it out. But yeah, I had a little bit of this when I was little, and it's very cool. It's really interesting because it's got very different shapes to Lego.
Yeah. Creo's a really good example. In fact, I spoke to Ed before, and we were sure that they were made in the same factory by Lego.
Yeah, Tente. I had quite a bit of Tente in the early 80s. They did a line of transforming robots.
Yes, quite big ones as well, as I recall.
Yeah, it'd probably be about 12 inch, and like they had like pilots, like the B. So they're more like like mechas rather than. They had pilots, and then like they had a series of aliens, green translucent aliens. They also did a series of battleships as well. I had like a couple of aircraft carriers and destroyers and things that they also did. There were quite a large range of stuff that they did, and it was a lot cheaper than Lego. I mean, I can recall the sets that I had. I used to get with pocket money when we were on holiday. There was a place in Cornwall called Falmouth, and there was a place. Yeah, those are them. Yeah, a place called Trago Mills, and they used to stock them. They used to just have the packed on the shelves because I'm assuming that they were cheap to buy at the wholesalers. You know.
I say you don't need my face going big.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I had those 2 aircraft carriers, the one with the jets and the airplanes, the props, and then I had a ship similar to that. The one with the 3 funnels. Are the robots on the other side?
Yeah.
Are there?
Well, I don't know. There were spaceships. A lot of
the
spaceships on the other
space
side.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find a.
They were really cool designs. I mean, the classic. They could be straight out of an anime, really, couldn't they? Or indeed even Thunderbirds. Actually, I think they're starting to do the space. There's more roboty stuff down the bottom there. Maybe this one's a bit not quite the right era or something. I don't know. It's cool though. Cool set.
I'll just see if I can find an image.
I can picture it. I think I can picture the one you're
Trago
thinking.
Mills is still there, Ed.
Who said that?
And Dave. Mr.
Oh,
Titty
Trago Mills in Falmouth. Why is Dave in Falmouth?
Are you, sir?
If Dave's in Falmouth, give my regards to Pendennis Point.
Much about Lego growing up was the catalogue photography, where they would have their sets built. Oh yes, into a I know exactly what you mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Because again, a military knockoff brand who had a huge presence at Toy Fair. Would that be Kobe?
Because that's interesting. Because that's look at what that Lego is sat on. You see, they did quite a lot of interesting backs.
Yeah, they certainly did. Yeah,
stuff,
Yeah,
look,
awesome place, Dave.
Unopened in the bag. Look. Ooh.
Do we know why Lego haven't revived or revisited Lego Space in a big way? Surely it'd be amazingly popular. I can't remember when it was, but they did do a really.
I have a
while ago.
I have an answer to that. 2 words: Star Wars.
Well, yeah, there is Star Wars, but no,
it would be competing, wouldn't it, with starships from Star Wars?
I think it was when they had the Star Wars license, though. They did a thing. Well, they did the Alien Conquest, which was aliens invading Earth. You had tripods and UFOs and stuff like that. Were a really, really good series. But I think it might have been prior to that. They did do a space theme set, and the way my mind works, even though I've never seen Space Precinct, it was more like Space Precinct. So you had all your aliens, you had your spaceships and things like that.
That's better.
And it just didn't do well at all.
Oh, look at that.
I think they followed that one up with Atlantis, and that didn't do all that well either.
Oh yeah,
I think the thing
I had that one there. I had that one, Perseus.
Wow, cool.
I had that one, Hercules, and they haven't got the others that I had. They were like these white ones that they did. Not that one, but they had like a dome. I tell you what one of them looked like, like an Ed 209, similar to an Ed 209.
Cool.
They're cool.
They are very, very cool. They are very, very
awesome.
Cool.
But unfortunately, the only downside to them were these pieces here that they used for the joints. Yeah. After a couple of weeks, they went really loose.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lego didn't do many joints like that back in the day. I used to have, I think, a 2x3 onto a 2x2. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Sort of, they're quite flat plate sort of hinges. I used to use those for knees and stuff all the time because there wasn't much option.
But yeah, I just remember them being they were relatively inexpensive.
But they're so creative as well, aren't they? Because it's just that there's no two massively similar there, really, are there?
I mean, that one looks great. Helatron, that looks awesome. Does that one?
They all do, to be fair.
Mm.
That one is like a bloody dragon. But yeah, it's but yeah, they were like they were very
Frog.
different in the way that they're connected.
I even like the imagination in the names there, Frogster. They
You know,
do
like
the
the,
modern space shuttle type stuff, but I want blue spaceships with yellow windscreen. Yeah, I know what you mean. Or the bright green, that really neon green.
Mm.
Yes, it is so cool. Definitely.
I can fetch, if anyone wants to see it who hasn't ever seen it in the flesh, so to speak, I can get the Explorer down if anyone wants it.
You can if you like.
Mm.
Can if you like. If you want to do a show and tell, sir.
I'll do a show and tell, and bear with me.
Well, I'll tell you what then, while you're going to do that, I'll start opening this parcel that I've got down here. I've got my knives with me. I've learnt my lesson now. I know that I need to have knives with me because I like chopping my fingers up and things like that. Oh, I really hurt myself yesterday.
What, you opened your wallet?
No, that finger there, it's not the middle finger, it's the next one. I half ripped the fingernail off it. I was opening a very, very large box that was well taped up.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't realised that no matter how well taped it was, they'd also glued the flap down.
Right.
So as I cut the tape, and as I put my hand under the flap to yank it up, the glue must have just gone under the tip of my nail.
Right.
I yanked it up, and it's ripped my nail straight off.
You'll have to put a false one on till it grows back.
Very painful. I'll save those for weekend.
Because if you paint that, it'll just look odd. So, the contents of this Temu bag, is this why we're discussing Lego today?
No, Lobot suggested it.
Lobot?
Lobot suggested we discuss Lego today.
Ah, right, I see. What's his name? Kato?
Kaioken?
Yeah, Kaioken. Is Kaioken in the chat?
He's not in the chat, unfortunately, no.
He's not. Well, can I just give him a brief shout out because he was kind enough to, as we're on with Lego, let me just do this. Just hang on a minute. What's going on here? There we go.
There we are.
That's very cool.
Rather huge. It's rather huge.
It is nice, and I like the inspiration. You know, it's taken its inspiration from, but
yeah,
I'd still much prefer to have the original reissued.
It would be cool to have the original in my hand as well. I grant you, but I mean that's it's got some nice touches.
Yeah,
really nice is that. Because the
how
packaging.
sturdy and stable is it?
Hmm?
How sturdy and stable is it?
It's surprisingly sturdy. I mean, it's weird because it looks really thin, but of course it isn't a plate thick, so it's got quite a lot of sort of underpinnings in it.
Yeah.
So there's actually quite a lot of sort of stuff lurking in there, even though it's not that thick. So I think it may even be technical on the inside. I think my son primarily built this one. I didn't have much of a hand in it because he wanted to have a crack at it, so he did. So I don't think I helped him overly much with this at all. But obviously, it's a lot of quite old school plates on the bottom of it. You know, it's quite old school, like in that sense. But the way that they've done the angles and stuff on the side, and they angled the main cockpit as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's on a sort of Technic sort of joint almost, just to sort of let it drop and angle down like that. So that's very cleverly done to offset it at an angle like that.
We haven't done a range, just the one.
And it's got the I can't remember how it opens now, but it does open as the original did. I'm terrified of dropping it, as you might imagine. But yeah, I mean, but you know, for the first time in a long time, obviously you get the old sort of yellowy plastic canopies again.
They're not the same, though, are they?
No, they're not the same. No,
they say they're not the same. They're a different shade of yellow, aren't they?
Well. I don't know, but again, I mean, I suppose it might be a difficult thing to recreate exactly if you don't have exactly the same materials and everything else as you had in the past. You know, they were quite thick in the past, weren't they? I think And they had the sort of they had the
You have to bear in mind that your fingers would have been thinner.
very true, but they also had the bricks. They had like a brick, they attached via brick
Yeah.
width
Yeah.
elements on the side of them as well, whereas this is just very, very thin all round. But it is different. It is different. There's no two ways about it. I was quite surprised at how big it was and how heavy it is as well for a kid. You see, this isn't really for kids.
It's not.
A kid drops this, it's gone, and they could because it's bloody heavy. I mean, this is I brought another one down, which is gathering dust up there, but this is more what the kids are getting.
Yes. Yeah.
Which scale wise, obviously, is a fraction of that. It's difficult to do it on screen, obviously.
Andy, put one of them down before you drop one.
That's fine, don't worry.
No, drop it. They'll have something to do then to rebuild it.
I'm going to say you can put them back together again, Ed. It's not the end of the world.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I want you to drop it so you've got something to do. You can rebuild it.
Yeah. But that's quite nasty. But talking about the bespoke pieces, that's a classic example there. That's a very, very bespoke cockpit piece.
Yes,
but then
definitely.
the cockpit pieces often are.
Yeah.
But in fairness, they're doing a lot of stuff with angles, because I've noticed this with a lot of these sets. They've got this on a hinge plate.
Yeah.
So you just sort of hinge it into place, which is clever. Because
It's
just
genius.
Forward planning.
The way that they're designing sets now, using the bricks that they've got, it's absolutely genius.
Oh, yeah, because they're using Technic and everything quietly.
Yeah.
Everything's got an underpinning of Technic in it, even if it's a completely normal set. It's crazy, but brilliant,
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
We'll stop.
But yeah, so
The other
Iceland
interesting...
recently got into plus in a big way. What's plus?
So yeah, thank Kaioken. Kaioken, sorry, sent me that. A bit of Lego. Can't get it in focus. And apparently it's because she's holding a keyboard that reminded him of a certain microcomputer.
Of course.
It's one of these minifigure sets.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's out of my age range. It's 5+, so I'm not quite there yet. But yeah, he sent me that. Thank you very much. I'm glad that he mentioned the home micro connection, because if not, I'll be like, do you think I'm some kind of like big girl's blouse or something? My hair has not been pink for a long time.
It has become a thing as that, hasn't it?
What?
Spectrum!
The chat.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't.
Oh, he's watching. You're
Oh,
welcome.
Okay. Yes,
He's been
thank you.
keeping silence all this time.
Lurking.
All right, plus and a very basic plastic building block product where all the pieces are the same shape. All right, okay.
Okay.
There we are.
Cool.
Don't approve of the mystery packs for minifigures.
Oh.
Well, they're on series 20-something now, so a lot of other people are liking them. I agree.
I'll keep buying them because they're one trying to get the figure that they want. I can see both sides of the argument on it. I mean, it is frustrating when there's a particular figure you want and you can't get it, and you have to keep buying and buying till you do get it.
That's
Yeah.
the trick.
I know someone who's just been doing that,
Yeah.
and that's how you ended up with what you've just got.
But by the same token, I completely understand that if you could pick and choose the ones that you wanted, there probably would be quite a few that went unsold. Because when they do a range, I mean, I don't know if the instruction booklet's still in here. Let's take this one, for example. Right, so if I was to... Tell you what. Let's go on big screen again. So, that's the range of figures that's on this one. So we've got like a... I'm going to say an Inspector Clouseau looking one. We've got the Gamer Girl.
Is that one? It's really good. Is that?
We've got like a knight with red eyes. We've got like a... Oh, dear God. Right, okay. Yeah, it's 2024. I forgot. Right, I won't go down that because I won't dignify myself. I don't want to dignify it. But you get me meaning. There's loads of different ones, and
I'm guessing you came across the Paralympian then.
is that what it is? We're at the stage now where we've got disabled Lego. Let's have a look.
Just happened to tune in. Basil Batwing and Dinosaur from the series were great. Ended up buying them off eBay.
The Dinosaur looks pretty
I'm
cool.
one away from completing the Marvel Series 2 set with getting 6 duplicates. You've only had 6 duplicates. That's really good. If you're only one away, that's really good.
But isn't it funny how that happens, though? It's like, you would think you had even odds of completing 1 in 12. But, do they actually limit some of them, I wonder, in each box that they deliver so that they create scarcity?
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
But I'd heard recently that there was now a way in which you could actually scan the figures to find out which one you were about to buy. Now, I don't know if that's an urban myth. I don't know, but do they have QR? I think somebody said they had like a QR code on them.
I don't know about that, but in the early days, they had pips. And depending on the placement of the pips and the quantity of pips, you could tell on the bag, you could feel these things. You could tell which figure was going to be inside.
Oh.
But then they got rid of that. And then I think they started putting something on during the COOF because they couldn't have people going into shops doing all this anymore because it was spreading germs.
Well, it'd be a shoplifting nightmare as well for them, wouldn't it? Every time they hear a rustle, they've got to be like this.
But doesn't it just highlight the fact that it was spreading germs because there's a load of mucky buggers out there that weren't washing their hands?
Yep.
I mean, that's like that. Obviously that's a cardboard box, but it's
they've got rid of the bags now because I love it. This is absolutely delicious irony. A company that makes all of their product out of plastic.
Yeah.
Is putting their items into a box now, a cardboard box, because it's environmentally friendly not to use the plastic bags anymore.
Yep, I know. It's
and the ones that I've got in the shop, just so the pieces don't go missing, I'm now putting those Lego bricks and the box inside a Sealy bag. I find it amusing.
It is. It's very amusing. Very amusing.
Oh, you're in the chat as well. Can you not just, come on.
I was just going to Rudy because other people were talking, so multitasking.
It's cool.
I mean, I can't get it out now because it is heavily packed away. But all the Lego sets that I had from like the late 70s and early 80s, I still have them.
Wow.
And I have them in the first Lego set that I got, it came in a wooden box with a red sliding lid with the Lego emblem on the top.
Oh, wow.
If I can find a picture while we're chatting, I'll show you a picture of it. I'll have to pull one from the internet. But I still have that big box. And then like inside there then is the original bricks that were in there. But then there's also that 744 set. There's quite a bit of Lego Town. There's a Lego Town airport. So there's all on the one that I do still have boxed is the original Lego Technic car chassis.
Yeah, I think I had that one.
With the red seats and the working pistons and the suspension.
Yeah, that was cool. That might be my last Lego set before I stopped, I think. I'm just saying that to read in the chat.
Yes, it's in a bunker ready for the apocalypse, yes. It's down in the vault.
Bunker out of his Lego.
But I remember the sets where you would you get it home and then you lift the lid and then the Lego would be sort of presented in trays kind of in the box. Do you remember that? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, have we spoken enough about Lego? Or are we going to carry on? We've been on it for 25 minutes nearly.
I can show you a completely stupid piece of Lego.
No, we haven't. We've been on it for 55 minutes nearly.
Yeah.
We all love Legos, don't we?
Do you want to see the daftest piece of Lego ever?
Go on.
Hang on.
I thought you were holding up the glass then.
No, that's not Lego. That's drink. Excuse me a moment.
He's excused. I know exactly which ones you mean there, Robo Lucas. Round heads, articulated arms, yes. Articulated legs, I remember some of them having. You found something?
Yes, I have found it. If you just give me a moment, I shall show you the set that I still have. There we go. That's it.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Cool. That's proper Lego. Look at that.
That's what I mean. That's where
Primary
I'm
colours
coming
and base plates. There you go.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. That's proper Lego. And this shows you how old it is.
Ooh,
Yeah,
look at that.
They were the Lego people that was in my Lego when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
And that's exactly what someone's just said.
What's that? What they said?
There you go.
Yeah, and they had wigs. You could change the hairstyles on them and stuff like that.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I love them. Them translucent bricks there. In fact, that's probably where my love of translucent plastic comes from.
Possibly.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's the set that I still have. And let's shut this down. We'll get that on to Gareth.
Why?
I mean, sorry. It was thingy, wasn't it, Andy? No, wrong one. Sorry, Andy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, this stuff again.
I mean, what the actual hell? I mean, really. Galador, ladies and gentlemen.
Someone has to like it.
That is exactly what it looks like. It's just a great big hunk of plastic. It's not even... I think it's got like 2 Technic pins to its name, and that's about as Lego-y as it gets. I don't think it even wants to come out to be displayed in public.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I think every toy company makes a FUBAR, from time to time. I mean, you've got Mattel made a FUBAR with She-Ra, Hasbro made a FUBAR with My Little Pony. It's just like the 2 of these toy lines that, they're just a mistake.
So that's it. That's Lego, apparently.
Yeah, it's shit, Andy. Let's be honest, it's shit.
It's rubbish.
It's like the egg from Mork and Mindy or something. I don't know.
Why? I'd ask you, why did you buy it?
Because I had a macabre fascination with what the hell is that? That's why I bought it, and it wasn't expensive. I just thought, what the actual hell is that?
Yeah. Is it? Could you take part of it off and just make like a really cool looking helmet out of it? Yeah.
No,
you need a slightly smaller head. Maybe you need to practice the ancient art of head shrinking. So what figure goes in there?
You don't want to ask me that because I can show you one.
What, have you got a figure? Go on, you might as well show us it while you're here. And then Gareth can show us what's in his package.
I think that involves me going downstairs. Hang on.
Gareth's got a parcel that he wants to show us.
Oh, that's incredibly good.
What's that? Lucas has got a My Little Pony Optimus Prime. Lucas, hand in your man card at the door, please. My Little Pony. Oy.
There's not wrong with it if that's what they're interested in. I think I've got an astronaut's lunch.
Maybe you have.
I'm
Just
so
give it
giddy and
a-
excited to get into these bags, you know.
There we go. Go on.
People
Sod
saying-
him.
Is he showing us something though?
He's gone to get the figure that fits inside that.
It's like he's redoing
rubbish Lego.
Mastermind. That's the
It's what?
intro. That's the intro to Mastermind, isn't it?
What?
The black,
Oh, just
the
an
black
empty chair.
You ready?
Go on then.
Look
Yeah,
at
it's
the
horrific.
fake of that.
That's
Take it into the back garden and burn it.
that's almost like the ripped off Max Steel.
Well, it's got Technic pins. Look,
Fair enough.
and that's the range.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
Right, yeah. I'm also
This
getting
is-
a bit of a Centurions vibe there as well.
Yeah,
Well,
but,
look, it's amazing.
when I looked at it on the video, I said it's like Centurions, except Centurions was 20 years before this.
Yeah, and better.
You know, and better, yes.
Now, this was supposed to be one of the questions that we were answering anyway. Is there a set you desperately wanted and never got? Rudy himself, it was the monorail
Monorail,
Yes.
airport shuttle. Okay.
monorail. One more time.
Monorail.
Monorail. Oh no, no! It's
I've
an
no
episode
idea what
of
you're on
Simpsons.
about. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, where a huckster turns up to Springfield and gets money out of him, saying he's going to build a monorail.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a big song and dance routine. So what's that? A set that you desperately wanted. I'm desperately seeking Susan. But I don't know about set. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say I desperately want it, but I do kind of regret missing out on the when they did the 1966 Lego Batcave,
Oh yes.
and it was discounted. It was discounted to something like £120 or £115. And I ummed and ahed, and I thought, and then when I finally made the decision, I thought, right, okay, I'll get it. It had gone back up to full price again. So I just thought, well, it wasn't meant to be. But that's the only one for me, really. Oh, and I suppose the original stuff, I would say, yeah, the original Lego space stuff.
There's always something every year that comes out that I'd quite like to get my hands on, and I end up missing it because something else comes out. But nothing, I'd say, desperately. The only thing that really springs to mind is back when they did the Super Star Destroyer Executor, or Executor, depending on where in the world you come from. And it came with the Bounty Hunter minifigures, Vader, Imperial officers, and everything like that. But it was before I had disposable income. And before I really collected Lego, it was just one of those that I always saw them when me and yourself, Ed, when we go up to Toys R Us, and I'd see it there on the shelf back then, and I'd be like, oh, that's nice. That's really nice, is that? And I never got it, but it was really expensive, and it was huge. I'd have had nowhere to put it, even if I could afford it. Even now, I probably would struggle to find somewhere to put it, but yeah, that was a good one. That was a very nice one, was that?
But you see, I think that's the thing with Lego sets, you know, especially the larger, more expensive ones. We're screwed over here because we don't have houses big enough to have them on display. You know, we can't. We haven't got a cellar or a spare room where we can just like knock shelving all the way up around it and just put it up and display it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's and even if you did, you need a hermetically sealed room because if not, you're just going to be dusting for the rest of your life.
I chuckle a lot when I see these people who they've got dedicated YouTube channels just to their Lego collection, and they'll do a tour and it'll show you them going down the stairs. It's like, so I've set up this room in my basement. My basement is where I keep my collection. It's been done out from wall to wall, this, that, and the other. And you get into their basement, and their basement is bigger than my house.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's going on there?
God bless America.
I'm not jealous at all, obviously.
Obviously.
It's like, yeah, fair enough. You can have all that Lego and you've got somewhere to put it, but I want my house to be as big as your basement.
But the thing is, though, they have bigger houses, but they're made of wood and they've got tornadoes, so it all balances out. You know,
They have basements for tornadoes. Their Lego
This
is
house has
safe.
been about 150 years.
yeah. Like, oh, buy a house.
That's almost as long as America's been around.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, no offense. What about you, Andy? Were there any Lego sets that you desperately wanted?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I mean,
What's that?
I
Did
don't
you
know.
enjoy it, Lucas?
I mean,
Sorry.
the Millennium Falcon sets look epic, but again, it's just space, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure they'd be fascinating to build because they don't really lend themselves to Lego building. But I don't know. I mean, I would have quite liked a Venator class actually. I think they'd look quite impressive.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
New one,
So
isn't it?
Venator class, the predecessors of the Star Destroyers would have been quite funky, I think.
Mm.
Nothing else really springs to mind for me. I mean, I like the Batcave suggestion. I remember seeing that probably even before I was massively back into Lego. I think really I got into it more because my son was into it more so than me in some respects. I mean, it definitely sparked it again. I've still got Lego sets in the house I haven't built. In fact, the ones in the house that he hasn't built as well because he's sort of he's into his dark ages now. The hilarious thing about him is he said to me, Dad, he says, if you sort of tidy my Lego sets away, you've got to leave them made up. And the reason he's saying that is he doesn't want me nicking the bricks.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
So I'm only allowed to use Lego that I've bought, apparently, even though I have bought all the other Lego.
That's a very good shout. Is that all of the Lord of the Rings sets?
Wow. Gosh.
Yeah, because they're rocking horse poo now. I tell you what else are rocking horse poo, and they've always been quite expensive, and I bet they've just rocketed in price recently. Avatar: The Last Airbender. We didn't even get them on shelves over here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were really limited releases. Yeah, those would be quite nice to get my hands on. Yeah.
You'd be pleased to know that my son made me buy the film on Amazon over the weekend, having watched the series. Yeah.
Wow. Why?
It was quite well. It was actually quite an interesting thing from my point of view, not knowing the series very well, to see how much they sort of were or were not similar. So that was actually quite interesting. I now know a bit more about the backstory to it than I did before. So interesting.
Okay. To be fair,
your reaction to it fascinated me because I think it's about the only cartoon I've ever seen you really defensive of, Gareth. That one.
Me?
Yeah.
Because Avatar: The Last Airbender is an outstanding cartoon.
But it's funny because obviously when Ed and I talk about stuff like that, your cartoon experience is different to ours because it's slightly time displaced. It's like for Airbender, I knew of it, but I've never sat and watched it. But I could tell that for you, that was like Our Mysterious Cities of Gold or something like that. It was kind of that thing that had a real connection for you. That was really interesting.
Well, it was down to having good writing. Take away the cartoon element, and it's just a story. It's a good story. It's got good morals. It's got great characters. The lore it builds from episode to episode is just absolutely amazing. And I've not seen that in any other cartoon. Other cartoons, I mean, ones that no offense whatsoever intended, but like Transformers, He-Man, Mask, they were literally designed to sell toys. There were no toys for Avatar: The Last Airbender. What toys they were came much, much later because of the success of the cartoon. And it's a fascinating series. It really is. And credit to the creators and the writers on that one. And the animators. It's damn good quality animation as well.
Well, I mean, it seems to me that the cartoon obviously starts exactly where the series and the film start. So I guess it's a classic sort of quest story,
yes.
which a lot of toy cartoons don't. They do episodic. They don't do long term. But I think Mysterious Cities of Gold, Ulysses 31, even Jason the Wheeled Warriors, they all had a sort of an ongoing theme to them. So there was that sort of longevity to them, if you like, from that point of view. But yeah, that's very, very interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that.
I think we've finished with Lego now, so I'm going to I'm going to remove that.
I'll just finally say, I want some white Lego bricks so I can.
Do we have to do it again?
No.
We have to do it again. Spectrum! I'm just going to say it. Spectrum! I'm going to catch up with some questions. I think I got as far as here. I'm sure I heard that Bionicle, is that how you spell it? That is how you spell it, yes. Was getting a reboot. I don't understand Bionicle. Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, it's branded Lego, but it's become Hero Factory in recent years. The original Bionicle movie was actually quite good, to be fair, as well, but that was designed to sell toys. And we've got someone from Twitch. I think there are good shows that could there are good shows that could match Avatar in animes. Yeah, the difference with animes, though, is the vast majority of them are aimed at adults, whereas Avatar, it was telling a story to young children. And I think that's the difference. Although it borrowed a lot from anime, I will give you that. But I don't know. You haven't seen it? Oh. Well, how do you know that it can match something? You need a starting point at least, surely. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I've never seen it. No idea what it's about.
Fair enough. Don't start with the movie. Don't start with. In fact, no. If you watch the movie, you'll probably never watch anything related to it again.
Well, to be fair, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't think I've any intention of watching it at all.
Oh, you're missing out.
You know, it's just
I'm buying some bricks to make some infinity cubes this month. Don't buy much Lego these days. It's fair enough. Lego is expensive. Fair point. Well, thank you for acknowledging that. Right. Were you going to say something else, Andy? No.
No.
But I thought I'd stopped you mid phrase or something. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Well, in that case, we'll move over to pickups and arrivals, and I'm going to start off with showing a Temu pickup. Because I got a big bag full. Yeah, I don't mind showing that address, actually. It's only the shop address. Right, so I've got a couple of bits out already just to be getting on with. I wanted to see how rubbish this was.
Wow.
Because it was something like £6. And
been robbed.
Yeah, and off that £6, you get a discount as well, which I think was something like 20 or 30%. And there it is. It's a very nasty plastic base. But actually, let me see if I can do what I think I can do. How close do you need it? How close do you need it? I did have another camera ready to go. It's not having it now. Oh my word. No. Browser can't access my devices. You were working before we went live. Oh, this is your fault, guys. Right, okay, then I'll just show it on here. So I have plugged it in.
Okay.
Does it work? Oh, look! I love the reflections, actually. That's quite cool. Does it work? It does.
Oh, it does.
It's a receptacle to trap Mr. Ons with.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's actually quite good. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to last.
Do the plasma particles move when you touch it?
Yeah. It's a proper little miniature one. Fair dues, I suppose.
It's quite cool.
That's quite cool, yeah.
I don't know why I'd want it.
And now it's boring. Move on. It's one of those, isn't it? I suppose.
I could make my very own Doomcock set for my action figures with this. Put the lights back on.
Other YouTube commentators are available.
So there's that. There's something that Ed's already got one of these. And I'm not going to get it out of the box.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you want to know what it's like, you can head over to his channel and you can watch his Timo unboxing and you can have a look and see what he thinks of it.
Okay,
Is that fair? That's fair.
that's fair.
That's fair.
There you go.
I'm not going to build this on screen right now, but it is a Lego-like set, sticking with tonight's theme. It's a little dessert wagon. I've turned autofocus off, haven't I? There we are. It's back on now. There we are. A little dessert wagon. I'm more impressed that it comes in a box. I was expecting all of these Lego sets just to turn up in bags. So I'm quite pleased that I can actually.
Is that for you?
them. Is it for me?
Yeah.
I thought it looked quite cool. I'll probably build it, then give it to the girls to play with.
I'm going to say you big girl's blouse.
There's 4 in the set, or at least on the listing for this, there's 4 of them. There's the dessert one, there's a coffee wagon one, which I've ordered that as well, which that'll turn up at a later date. There's like a snack one with burgers on the top of it and a hot dog. And I forget what the 4th one was.
So that's
That'd
a
be
lit.
waffle or something.
So that's a lit set, then, is it?
Lit set.
As in, it's got lights.
No, this isn't
Oh,
right.
right. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood that then.
I'll tell you what, I really should be on big screen.
Yes.
I'm showing stuff off, shouldn't I? Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, and I don't care if you think I'm girly. So what? So there's
Big
that.
girl's blouse, Gareth. Big girl's
There
blouse.
is something that looked really, really cool, and I ordered it thinking it was going to turn up terrible. Now it's wrapped in a bag, so it might not be as good as it looks now, but it does look better than I was expecting it to be. So I'm leaving that till last out of this bag. Again, something I don't know if I can actually show working right now, but a cordless mini grinder, a little rotary tool for when I'm doing the models. So like little drill, little Dremel type thing. It's not toy. Well, it kind of is toy related model wise, but we'll come back to that another time. I think. What's in this? See, I don't even know what's in here. That's what the knife's for. Isn't it?
Brown box of delights.
Have a guess before I open it. What does everyone think is going to be in this box?
Patrick Troughton's ashes.
Another box.
Oh, that's a good one.
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. That's smaller than I expected it to be.
We'll put your pants back on.
Yeah. Get it out of the bag. Not bad though, actually. It's not a bad size for what I want it for. Sticking with the theme, it's a money box. I didn't list it as a money
That's
box.
a money box,
It
right?
just said storage box, and I thought, ooh, minifigures.
Have you not got a Magneto minifigure you can put in there?
That's quite clever. That's very clever, Andy. Yes, I like that. Oh, you'd be able to fit them in through there at least.
Mhm.
But yeah, I actually thought of having a few of these stacked on top of each other. With
Gareth,
a
I
series
think
of figures.
we've lost some of the clarity on your mic.
Oh, have you now?
It buzzed out and then you've gone quite tinny.
All right, okay. What's it like now?
Well, it's still a little bit faded, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it now?
We
It's-
can hear you,
It
but
started buzzing with feedback and then it's gone quite tinny.
Oh. Well, I didn't get this off Temu.
plasma discharge, do it every time.
Cosmic Toys will be back after these messages.
Apparently so.
That's a very different looking store. That
Isn't
This
it?
is Alt Shop.
That's coming
Okay.
through my. That's switched over to my webcam.
right.
Hence why you can see a little bit more in the background than normal. That's strange, isn't it? Ooh.
It sounds all right now.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
In fact, that's
Okay.
arguably a better picture.
Yeah, it is actually, which means that the camera that I've never even used this camera before. This is the one that comes with the Mac Studio display.
Oh, okay.
So the one that I actually paid 50 quid for isn't as good.
There's irony.
Okay, fair enough.
Proceed, sir. Proceed.
So there's this. You know, it seems to be better lit as well.
Yeah.
It's probably got a better auto white balance on it than the other one.
Yeah.
Maybe. So yeah, there's that. There's that. What else is in here? I've got an astronaut's dinner. No idea what's in here. Do we want to be opening this up on camera?
What did you actually set out to buy? Did you actually set out to buy these things then, or was this some sort of mystery?
Right, a lot of the stuff that I bought, it was literally just to see how bad quality it was going to be. I set myself a budget of what I would spend just to see how bad it was, and I was going to do it as a video rather than a live stream.
Well, you can still do a video.
But it's evolved to this live stream. But it's just some
LED lighting, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I put some stuff like that up when I first moved in here, and quite a few of them have died. I don't even turn it on that often, but they've just quietly died. It's weird.
Right.
I don't know why.
Many LEDs died to bring us this lighting.
Indeed.
Well,
or lack thereof.
It's safe to say it works, but the lights are very widely spaced.
Mm.
If you have a look at those ones that I'm using, they're very close together.
Yes.
Yeah. It depends how much meterage there is on the reel, of course. I mean,
I think it's just because they're cheap and they put less lights on.
that looks like the ones I put on about 3 years back. As I say, that's kind of very standard spacing, I think, for the long strip ones. But anyway,
I'll find a use for it.
Hmm.
I was actually looking at putting one up around here.
I think probably the reason there aren't so many lights, and someone more technically minded might tell me, is that they're probably not putting a massive charge through it, so it won't support that many on the length that it's running.
Mm-hmm. That's really impressive. Something flat. And Ed, feel free to go through the comments as I go if you like. That's up to you.
No, nobody's saying no. They're quite quiet actually. It's just hi Joshy and good evening and Budgies. We've got Budgies. We've got CBM, got a Mario, and a Lobot.
He's looking puzzled.
Well, I ordered a die-cast F-22 Raptor.
Okay.
I received lots of pieces of paper.
Interesting.
Use the stencils?
Yeah, that's not very die-cast.
No.
Lost in translation, perhaps.
Yeah. If anyone wants this, it's yours. Just let me know. No good to me.
Answers on a postcard, please.
Yeah.
153 scale. There you go.
I wouldn't mind. It's not even held together with staples to get away with using the die-cast element.
Yeah. Yes, complete absence of die-cast. Yes.
Yeah. Right, that's rubbish. Oh, well, that's not in a box. Right. Okay. Have either of you seen Death Note?
I saw the movie a few years ago.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I've got a Ryuk figure. I do quite like Ryuk. I do quite like Death Note. I'll stick that up. Yeah, it does actually go up his jacksie. Yep. Assembled live on air.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's quite good, that.
That's nice, yeah. Well, I'll say nice,
Yeah.
Speaking.
It's not bad at all.
No.
You can tell it's only cheap, but it's all right.
And for display purposes, I mean, it's got a stand. I mean, you can't knock that, can you?
And there's two of these, which are little like silicone things. The idea is you stick them between your keyboard to get the dust out. But not really toy related, but yeah. That's that light, isn't it? Oh, I ordered 2 of those lights, strip lights. Right, so there's only 2 items to show you now. Both of them I'm quite impressed with. Well, out of that package, anyway. That is quite cool. Yeah. Gamera. That's... Having sold quite a lot of the official ones in the last year or 2, that's taken from the same mould as one of the official ones. The paint job is on par. I like how it is taken from the same mould as well. They've scrubbed out, I don't know if the camera picks that up, they've scrubbed out the Bandai details underneath. Can you tell on the feet? You can just see it's patchy, isn't it? That's very...
It's a prehistoric Ninja Turtle.
It is. It is prehistoric, actually. That's that lot done. Just one more from here. Right, do you remember the film Critters?
I do remember the film Critters.
Now, they had a lot of different versions of these, and they all look terrible. The only thing I've got against this at the moment is the hair's very smooth because of the bag it's just come out of. So I'm going to try rubbing it up a little. Bit on camera. Oh, that's better. Yep. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
That is awesome. That's a keeper. That is definitely a keeper. I wonder what the cats will make of that.
Short work if they get hold of it, I would reckon.
It'll make short work of them.
I'm well impressed with that. I think that were about £8 or £10 or something. Less the discount. That's I like that.
I think the quote I remember from Critters is "burgers, no bones," or something similar.
So yeah, that's my. Oh no! One more thing here actually.
Lord.
Although it's a 3-tier bracket shelf type thing, made of acrylic to go in cabinets to stand figures on. I'm not going to set it up now.
Mark was accusing me of needing those the other day.
Yeah, I'll update you on that on our next council. But if you want me to carry on, a second package arrived today.
Uh-oh. This is becoming Moorish, isn't it? I can tell.
And a third.
Oh, good grief. You might have to stage an intervention, Ed.
I will show some bits that I've picked up or arrived. So the first one.
You do that. Hang on.
What?
You need to go big screen.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Right then. So the first one. Well, actually, to be fair, if people peruse my Instagram feed, they probably have already seen these, but I will show them on here as they did come in recently. The first bit is jigsaws.
Oh yes.
So we have. I've started doing this recently because my Transformer collection is pretty much tapped out now. I've started branching off into the more obscure areas of merchandise. I mean, I've always had a bit of a penchant for it, but I've been indulging it more so at the moment. So I already have a few of the Transformer jigsaws, but I've got this because normally you only find these individually, but I found a retailer who was selling the set, and they were selling the set of 3 for the same price as what some people were just selling 1. And they're all complete, and so that's my favourite one because obviously it's Megatron. You can't beat a bit of Megatron, but And these are the only 3 they ever did in this particular packaging and this style. So we have Megatron, we have Ultra Magnus, and then we have Galvatron. But it's like they're all based on the toy artwork, which I love. But then there's just little variations. It's like that one, the Galvatron one there. They've obviously contorted him into some kind of different pose. It's obvious the image is reversed as well. But then you've also got Springer making an appearance there, shoot in helicopter mode, shooting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then on the Ultra Magnus one, it's just him on his own with lots of explosions going off. But again, it's his toy artwork. And notice the white chest plate there, as opposed to blue. And then same with Megatron, just loads of explosions going off, holding his rather large weapon aloft. And there's nothing else there. So yeah, those. It's what?
I said we all do that.
Yeah. So these are dated. These are actually from 86. But yeah. So Lucas, yeah. The information that I've got on them, they're actually dated 85. But like, if you go to TF Wiki and things like that, they have them down as release date as 86. So I suppose it's open to interpretation. I mean, like I said, not everything that's dated actually comes out on that year, you know. So, but yeah, so those are the 3 jigsaws there. The next pickup was, well, it wasn't a pickup. This is another. I'll just quickly show that one as well again. Okay, send me that little game ago. Thank you. This was something that's Mark, our erstwhile council member who isn't here. He sent me something that I had very fond memories of from my childhood, and it's this. The talking Z Victor 4 police car by Palitoy.
Wow.
And he sent me this, bless his heart. The box is in quite good condition for its age. I mean, we're talking, 70... It's probably about 74, 75 is this thing.
It's not a repro box, is it?
No, it's not a repo box. No, it's an original box. It's an original box, and there it is. Now, the reason why I don't normally share stuff like this, but I will share this because this is kind of special. This is based off a Triumph Mark II built by British Leyland, specifically the 2.5 PI, which was back then petrol injection. And when I was a young kid, my dad had these cars, the Triumph Mark II. And they were quite popular as police cars back in the 70s. And I had this. I had a trio of Palitoy talking toys. I had this, the talking Dalek, and the talking R2-D2. None of which have survived. They're all, the R2-D2 has, but he's a shell of his former self. So it was nice to get this back. But when Andy gave me, he said, unfortunately, it's not working. However,
Mark.
What did I just say?
Andy.
Did I? He's just looking at Andy. Sorry, yeah, Mark. Yeah, it wasn't working. So this morning, I had a spare half hour, got it on my bench, and now it works.
Ah.
Oh, he's going to be gutted now that he gave it you.
Yeah, you've resurrected, increased its value tenfold.
So, yeah, it works now, and it's great. And the condition of it leads me to believe it's never been played with. So maybe perhaps it is just something that was in a shop that was just stuck on a shelf and never bought, and then it just ended up wherever it ended up. Now, the voice, because essentially it's just like a little record that's inside with a needle and a motor.
No, is it?
Notice it's quite high pitched. Now, the only thing I can think of, the reason why it's so high pitched, is on the box. I mean, obviously, accepting this is from the mid 70s. It says to use HP7 batteries. which is the 1970s equivalent of what we now call the AA.
Right.
So
Rather
I'm
too
kind of
powerful.
thinking maybe the AAs of today may have too much power output than the old HP7. So I'm going to try and find some batteries that are a bit more run down and see if it sounds, because there's no tensioning wheel or gearing mechanism. It's literally the motor is attached to a rubber band is around the motor and straight onto the plastic record disc. If I'd have thought on, I should have filmed myself repairing it today, but
Should have done that. Would have made for an interesting video.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it'd be right. Some things I like to just keep to myself. It's mine. It's mine. I want to enjoy it. So yeah. So
The car or Ed?
the what? Sorry. Oh, I've talked way too fast. You've got to keep up, Aussie Steve. You've got to keep up. So yeah. So that's I'm really happy with that. That works now. It sounds like it's Pinky and Perky that's in there, sort of like chatting away. But yeah, the box is lovely. I mean, it's like it's there, the cardboard. It's still even got the little insert.
Oh,
that goes
It's
around
funny you should say that.
the sirens.
What do you normally find inside police cars? Pigs. Oh, that fell flat, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah, there's the battery arrangement.
All right.
It's quite interesting as well. What I found as well with the battery arrangement, they don't have them in line, so you have both the positive and negative terminals facing the exact same way.
That's the same on the Dalek as well. It's
It is,
obviously
yeah.
the same battery compartment.
Yeah, the module in this is exactly the same as the one that's in the Dalek.
Right. Okay.
It's basically the only thing that's different is obviously the disc that goes inside. Now, if I remember rightly, I need to double check, but you know that Lego box we were talking about earlier?
Yes.
I think the talking disc, I think from the R2 or it might be the Dalek, is in that Lego box.
Okay.
So I might put it in here.
Yeah.
So we could have a police car saying exterminate.
Cool.
Right, what else we got? Okay, so this isn't a pickup, but this is something that I found recently. Well, it was last week. I was rummaging around some stuff, and it's something that I forgot that I'd had. But I'm glad that I found it, and I'm glad that I still have it. And although I have it on another medium anyway, but these are what I got years ago, because at the point when I got these, this was the only way of getting them. And that is part 1 and 2 of the Rhino Transformers Season 2 DVDs.
Cool.
So I've Season 1 is in a box over there, which I have, but these two I completely forgot that I had these, and I found them in a box in the shed along with some other DVDs and Blu-rays. So I brought them in, and there we go. This is like a really, really nice set. They've got a booklet with them in this lot.
It's nice,
And the awesome thing about the Region 1, but the awesome thing about them is I have a multi-region player, so I can watch them now. And from what I can remember, these don't have any of the animation errors or things like that corrected. So they're literally as they were broadcast.
Okay.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So that's part 1, and then that's part 2, which will be interesting because as much as I like Transformers, I've hardly seen any of the episodes from Season 2.
Ah.
There's very few that I've seen. So
I think
I've got the Region 2 box, complete series box set anyway. So I can watch that. But I think it'd be nice to pop these in and spin them up and watch them. But,
I think Hasbro put the episodes on YouTube these days.
Oh yeah, you can watch them all on YouTube. Yeah. You can all watch on there. And then second to last thing, I will show it. I might as well, because I finished this the other day. This was a project that I was doing. I will be doing, well, I haven't decided yet, but there's some parts of it. If I do a video, I will do a video of this. And I completed my Atmos project.
Oh,
Cool.
So there we go. There's my Atmos project. Now, I won't go too much because, like I say, if I do end up doing a video on it, obviously I want to tell about it in there. But there was another microcomputer in the 80s called the Oric Atmos. And I would love an Oric Atmos because I think they look really, really nice. And they were red and black was the Oric Atmos. So because I don't have an Oric Atmos, I decided to make an Atmos-inspired Spectrum. So we've got the red bottom, the black top, and then the red keys. And that's in my Oric Atmos-inspired Spectrum.
if you wanted a red bottom, you should have asked when I popped round on Monday.
Yes, you could have spanked me within an inch of my life. But yeah, so it's just a standard issue 6A motherboard that's in there, which the 6A came along late in the Spectrum 48K's life, so you would have found that in a Spectrum Plus, which was that one. You would have found it in that style case, not the rubber keyboard case. So that was the project that I finished. And then the last thing, which I'm not getting it all out, but
We're having a game of Mastermind today. Look at this.
Here we go.
Good Lord.
Two big boxes.
In a TARDIS.
Years ago, I used to have every issue of the Transformers comic. Then, probably about 20 years ago, I decided that I only wanted to keep the issues of the comic from 84 and 85. So I sold them all off and got rid of them. In these two boxes now, I have got from issue 1 up to issue 200. And the reason why I've stopped at 200 is because, having done a little bit of personal research and looking back, issue 200 was when I jumped off the Transformers comic back in the day, which is a hell of a lot later than what I thought I jumped off. Sorry.
Was that the Time War one?
Yeah, it was January 1989. Was issue 200. Let me see. Where's the keys? Where's the bloody keys? Because obviously I have to lock the cases, I'm not going to leave them unlocked. Why would I leave them unlocked? He says, has it picked? No, typical, innit? I've opened the wrong bloody case. Oh. Let's have a look. Lots of mechanical clanking noises. Where are we? Issue 200. There it is.
Yes, I remember that.
Issue 200. Nice little, bagged and boarded. But yeah, there we go.
I randomly picked that up because it caught my eye in newsagent after I'd stopped collecting. But I sometimes like to get issues that were kind of numerically, significant, if you like. So I think it was that random pickup I did at that point. So I had no idea what was going on in storyline.
Yeah, it's but like I said, I was quite surprised because I thought I'd stopped collecting, getting the Transformer comic probably about 1987-ish.
Right.
So I was really surprised when it came to it that like I say, it was issue 200. Then obviously there's issue 100.
I got that from the post office recently. Would you believe?
Wraparound cover, and then one of the where are we now?
Lucas says that confession time. He never got into the comics.
Shocking.
You're missing out, sir.
You are, especially Marvel UK comics, and then that one. That's the one that I always remember. Issue 150, and it gave us the origin of Unicron and Cybertron.
Wasn't that because of Death's Head?
Death's Head was about in this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, we also got the.
What do you do without? I don't think the Mask comic was very good, was it?
The what? Sorry.
The Mask comic.
Mask.
Mobile Armored Strike Command.
Yeah.
Poorly spelt to boot.
What's that? What issue is it? Is it one? Oh, that's it.
Suddenly, a load of people just started having epileptic fits.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that everyone seems to be going bonkers about, isn't it?
Yes.
Todd did do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First appearance of Death's Head.
Yeah. I won't tell you how much I paid for this lot of comics, but it was certainly it was good schmutter, shall I say?
Well, I mean, good. Well, I'll tell you a funny story from this week. I was it was a charities store. It basically said job lot of comics, you know, but it was basically it looked like complete run of Action Force, shed loads of Transformers, and probably shed loads of Spider-Man and Zoids as well. I did put a bid in, and the amount it went for, which I thought was my cunning last-minute bid, was actually like twice my cunning last-minute bid. Clearly, people thought there was resale value in that size of collection, so I was like, yeah, that's all right then, bye-bye.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, they're... So yeah, so I'm happy now. That's another avenue of my obviously issue 1 there.
I picked that recently. It's
Yeah.
crap, very poor example of it, but
It's
UK comic, not a colouring book.
UK comic, not a colouring book. But it could have the colouring book could have reused the cover.
Yeah, you could have coloured them in, I suppose.
yeah, it yes, some kids probably did colour in them.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, that was that's my bits and bobs that have come into the vault since we last streamed. But yeah, so no, I'm the talking car and the comics have right cheered me up. I'm well chuffed with those. You know, because especially the comics, because I can rest on my laurels now with the comics. That's that area of merchandising done, because I've already got the annuals and all the collected comics and the specials and things like that. And I've also got my Beanos as well. So I picked up a collection of Beano comics. So I've got every Beano comic from 1984 and 85, along with I'm trying to think what.
You're obsessed with those 2 years.
84 and 85.
Yeah, I get it with the Transformers, but I don't understand why with Beano.
Formative years, that's all.
Yeah, 84 and 85 are 2 special years for me that I will never, ever discuss about over this thing.
Fair enough.
It's only for my friends. I will discuss with my friends, but I won't discuss it with the unwashed masses, bless you all. We've got to have some secrets. But but Andy's right. I think 84, 85 were, I suppose, in kind of terms of things that were going off with regards to toys and franchises.
I missed your comments. Hello, Patrick.
It was I think there were 2 quite influential years, were 84 and 85, you know, in merchandising and for franchises as well, you know, at that point. You know, so it's just, I think they're just 2 years that actually just kind of just stand out, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. We got one of the Ewok movies, didn't we, in 85?
Well, there were some downsides to everything.
We didn't say why they stood out. Ed,
it was November last year. I only just watched those November last year.
Bless you.
And because I think, are they on? Is it Netflix they're on, or is it?
No, it's
Disney Plus. Yeah, Yeah, I watched them both,
Thing,
and it
yeah.
was like, yeah, I could see why I probably wasn't bothered about watching these when they first came out. But
Hey,
I was quite surprised to learn that they're set about 150 years after Return of the Jedi.
And they're still talking about the Empire.
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
yeah, yeah. It's all like, you know, because it was yeah, just like, you know, such a large. So Wicket must be really old.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on, Andy, quick, get your word in.
You what?
How many of the Ladybird Transformers books were there? Do you know?
There was. Oh, was there 12? I think there were 12.
12 was it? That's
I
interesting.
think there was 12. Just, I will tell you. Just give me a second, Oldcock, and I'll tell you.
I didn't realise there were so many, actually.
How many? Well, I've got 5 there.
Yeah, I was thinking 4 or 6.
There are 6 mentioned on the back of one of these, but I would defer to Ed's superior knowledge. So,
Well, no, just hang on a minute. Right, so you had 4 in the initial run in 85. You had another 2 in 86.
That's the 6 I'm obviously aware of.
Another 2 in 87.
ah,
So that's 4, 5,
That's
6,
8
7.
then.
Oh, right, and then another 2 in 88. So, right, yeah, 10.
10.
That's 10.
All right, okay.
Does that include the movie?
Oh, 11. No, actually, no, I think, yes, it does. Just hang on a second. No, it
Yeah,
doesn't. So, yeah,
I
you've
was
got
aware of the movie. Yeah.
11, including the movie.
Interesting.
But for some reason, they don't usually, even though it is a Ladybird book, the movie one isn't usually included in with, you know, with that, with like the main, because the other Ladybird books are like all original stories.
I was going to say it's not a
Yeah, it's not a tying thing, which is,
That's like a licensed. That would be like a license
Yeah.
for somebody else's.
if I get my travel case out, and it has in there, I mean, there was that one, which was the Battle for Planet Earth, which was a twin cassette, but it didn't come with a book. That was just an audio-only story.
Yeah, I've got some very.
Wow.
And then, like I say, you've got
But yeah,
the first 3,
cool,
and then you got the cassettes for them.
cool.
Now, the inlays, I made these inlays. These are custom inlays that I made because the
Right.
cassettes didn't come with inlays. And then you had it's not in here because it's too big, but then you've got the special. You've got this, yeah. You got the special teams audio, and I've got the book for that. Robo Lucas has mentioned the Choose Your Own Adventure books. That'll be them.
Oh God, yeah, I remember those. I think.
Wowzers.
Was there a Dinobot one? Is one of those a Dinobot one on the cover?
Yep, that one.
Yeah, I remember that. Wow.
And you've got
What's
Optimus.
Grimlock doing to that poor Triceratops?
I think he's just trying to have a little nibble.
Oh,
Meet Grimlock hungry, and then you've got
I remember that one as well. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
the Peril from the Stars. And then, what else?
Gosh, I've forgotten all about those.
I've got a Takara toy catalogue here.
Oh wow. Full of stuff we didn't get.
This is the 80. Yeah, this is the 85 toy catalogue. Is this?
Stuck inside, he's asking, has anyone seen the second Dune movie yet?
Nope.
No.
End of the week, isn't it?
No. Anyway, take me off. So yeah, so that's don't do that again.
No.
So yeah,
So
there was
resounding no. Yeah, I put up Quiz the Council now because that was supposed to be a big part of this episode, and we're 2 hours in nearly, and we haven't really done that, have we? So get your questions in if there's anything that you want to ask
Yes.
any or all of us. Come on, quick! We'll go in a minute. Quick!
Did you have any pickups, Andy?
I have.
Oh, we've got pick up.
Show us what you got.
Transmute.
Ah,
Cool.
a Condor car.
This is the Hound tank, I believe. This is G5. It's not in bad nick. For what I didn't pay for it, it's not in bad nick. It's got two little lasery things at the front. It's got Chappie's up in his turret cockpit.
Is it Tiny that's in the cockpit?
Ironically enough, yes, but he's not. So it's got both of the relatively chromy missile launchers at the top. It does this now. I haven't figured this out yet. Somebody might know the answer to this, but it's got lots of little hidden bits. I think they're designed to link up together, but I haven't quite figured out what the crack is with that because the back of it looks like it links into something as well. So I'm kind of intrigued about this. But I've also found some examples of packaging which is exactly the same as my God Phoenix packaging, but also some American Bandai packaging which is different.
Can you get some reproduction treads for it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it would be one possible upgrade option, but again, I wasn't looking for sort of perfect. I was just looking for decent, But yeah, I'm sure lots of places will probably produce you any sort of treads you want to, whatever length and so on. This one, you'll see a theme developing here. Now this isn't perfect either. It's missing some exhaust off the back here, which I didn't realize when I first got it. But again, it wasn't massively pricey. But they're often missing the visor, windscreen there. It's got missing half a handlebar as well. It's got a little bit of a handlebar. So the wings are still absolutely fine. They just sort of fold down and up like that.
Did it originally come with a Jun?
Yes. Well, I think it probably would have done. Yes, I've yet to see one that's still got a Jun because obviously if she just sits there, she's probably long since gone. But yes, I think you're right. I think I've seen one picture. I haven't massively researched it yet, but there's one picture of a box where there seems to be one in the box, and most of them come inside cockpits, so they've tended to stay put. But obviously, she would be the exception to that particular rule. So it was quite a nice thing to pick up, and I haven't seen many of those around the place. And then now you might know more about this one than I do, Ed. Well, it'd be Gareth, obviously, but. Psycho.
Oh yeah. Machine Robo.
Machine Robo, yeah. Intriguingly, it was also in an anime. It was in Cobra. So it seems to be.
Does that version have? Yes, it does. Yeah, it has the pilots in the.
It's got drivers.
Yeah.
So that seems to be off the back of the anime that it appears in, and then it became a GoBot. So yeah. So again, I wasn't looking for it at all. It was one of those ones where.
Yeah, so I think that's the pre-GoBot one. Then is that because I think I don't know for definite, but I think the GoBot version didn't have the pilots in.
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. So so I just thought that was just I just sort of saw it and I thought that looks cool.
Yeah.
So
nice
it wasn't again it wasn't at all expensive, that one, but it was just one of those ones where when someone was selling, I think it was the Late Husbands collection.
Right.
And so it was just it was really sort of in my sort of ballpark in terms of interesting stuff basically. Yeah. So
that's the thing with a lot of the GoBots, they are quite reasonably priced because, like I said, I don't think people have kept them as well as other figures, but also because they've got more. Yeah. And I think that's it because there's more die-cast content in a GoBot than a Transformer. They're more susceptible to paint chipping and flaking and things like that. So there's a lot where they don't have the paint application on them anymore. You know.
Yeah.
So it's that's good stuff. Yeah, I like that.
And then the only other thing I've got, this is a little really sort of an experiment because I like the packaging though. It's a Bandai mole.
Mole.
Molly. Molly.
But I think it's actually the same as one that Matchbox released because the year is 93. So I think because Bandai released some pullback ones that were the Matchbox pullback ones are actually Bandai. So I think this is going to be exactly the same as a bigger mold that I've just picked up that was on a card by Matchbox. Okay. So I'll be intrigued to see if that holds up. But I was also interested in it because it's got the Japanese packaging on it, obviously. So that'll be coming to a video near my channel pretty soon. It's an ST quality, so not a DX, but an ST. But yeah, cool. I'm definitely going down a bit of a Bandai Poppy hole at the moment.
You are indeed, sir. I said you
Say
are
again.
indeed.
Yes.
Very expensive haul, I imagine.
Well, it depends. So you see, I mean, the two that I've got there from Gatchaman.
Poppy is expensive, but she is worth it.
But the loose ones I'm picking up. Ironically, I asked the lady how she came to have the Hound tank, and she basically said her mum had spotted it in a charity shop. Would you believe? I said to her, "Well, your mum's got a good eye then, because it was in really nice condition." But why on earth that would be in a charity shop, I've no idea. But because they put it on a bid rather than a buy it now, bizarrely, I put a bid on it from North Wales. I remember very clearly where I was when I did it because I just got it. It was one of those things where I've seen them from time to time. Obviously, as you know, Gav, I asked you about the Condor one.
You did, yes, yeah.
Because there ain't many of those around either, so it's going to take me a little while to get a full set, I think. But that's what I'm going to aim for. There's a couple I've got my eye on, but the prices do range from the sublime to the ridiculous. It has to be said. There's one example of one that's loose that I could actually get cheaper in a box from France. So it's like, I think some people obviously just think they can, people won't check or whatever, as is often the way on eBay, and they'll just try and see what they can get for it. But unfortunately, I'm a bit of a research maniac, so I'm not about to. Hopefully, I won't ever pay a stupid price for something. But
is that why you don't visit me very often?
I blame the public transport system for that. It will take me 35 minutes to get from here to Leeds, and then 10 minutes to get from Leeds to Dewsbury.
Why don't you just drive? Just drive.
Yeah, but you say that, but even driving's bloody silly as well, because then I've got to park. I mean, I can do it, but for the distance it is, it shouldn't take me anywhere long as it does. But I am going to go and visit him on Saturday. And he knows that. I've told him, and he's having to go at me, honestly.
Right. Well, all you do is when you get to Dewsbury, just park up Willands Road and then just walk down into Dewsbury. You don't have to pay for parking then.
Is this an in-gag that I'm not getting?
No, it's just Willands Road is just a road that's off Halifax Road. There's no double yellow lines on it at all. Just park there and walk into town.
Okay.
Don't have to
I was
pay for
going to
parking.
tell them where it is as well then, but I'm not going to do that in front of everybody else.
This what, sorry, guys?
I was going to tell him exactly where it is in relevance to somewhere else he's been, but I'm not going to do that on air.
Why? Where else has he been?
I'm not saying on air.
Oh, he's been there, has he?
He's been there.
Well, you do get clean, fresh towels.
Yep.
And a lovely massage.
Certainly do. Yes, I'm glad I caught myself. Yeah, I'm trying to put together this stand if you hadn't figured it out.
I had figured that out, yes. I could see you stripping protective plastic layers off things.
Yeah.
I thought you were sellotaping it together.
Probably be easier. Anyway, has anyone asked us any questions?
No.
Oh.
I
won't waste a bloody time, wasn't it? Patrick asked us one.
Have you?
Have you ever heard of a cartoon called Captain Future? I haven't, no.
I have. It's got an X-wing, an X-shaped spaceship in it, I believe. I think it's French originally. So I think I know of it.
Captain Future, no. I've heard of Major Past, but not Captain Future.
I got that. I see what you did there.
Yeah. You saw what I did there. You saw. Oh, look. Robbo Lucas has been inspired by you, Andy.
Marvellous. But I have he's also had a question.
Well, come on then.
Was there a question?
Tiger likes out. Cosmic looks like the guy from Dexter.
I like how he calls me Cosmic. He actually knows me personally.
And then I am sure I had this as a kid. Is that your question, Lucas?
Lucas says that the bike reminded him of something. So my G3, I think, triggered a memory.
Yeah, so he bought a toy game off eBay. Tiger Lights Out.
Oh, is that what the thing was called? Oh, I see.
I'm sure I had this as a kid. But on checking online, it seems it was released when I was about 29.
I'm
20.
thoroughly confused now. 20.
It's like a reverse auction.
thoroughly confused as well.
Any lower bids than 20?
Is anyone-
I still have my watch game, but again, it's packed away. But it's the Bandai Zaxxon.
Done.
Done.
Nice.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I still have that, and I remember when I got that as a kid, and it drove my parents crackers. You know, because can't you play that without sound on? And I'd be like, no.
I remember having a little Autobot watch that flipped open to reveal the time and closed. It was an Autobot insignia.
Yeah, Time Warrior. It was.
Oh, it had a name,
available
did it?
with, you collected coupons or robot
Yes,
points.
you had to write off for it, didn't you? Yeah.
You did indeed.
Wow.
There we go. A 3-tier
It's
system.
all right. It's not bad. It's easy enough to put together. I still wish with these that they would do them with a slightly larger step.
Hmm.
You know, because I suppose
Otherwise,
they're great.
things overlap.
Yeah, I think they're probably great for Star Wars figures and Funko Pops, but you want to put 6-inch figures like Marvel Legends on there. You know, they're going to stand so tall, and then so tall. Yeah, you know, it's.
I think also for a bit of extra stability, they could do with another leg under there, the middle section.
I don't know. I think 6 legs is enough.
No, but on that middle shelf, if you put something that's a bit weighty,
That could be unfortunate.
That's going nowhere.
oh, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's quite. If anything, it's probably going to break before it goes. Yeah, to be fair, all 3 of them are just as stable as each other. It's not bad. It's all right.
Yeah.
It is what it is at the end of the day.
If you had something like little battle beasts or something, it would be really good for that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I ain't got any Battle Beasts left because one of my viewers has bought them all. Oh, sorry, he's left me with one.
Oh, still there is one.
I'll probably
Maybe you
have
could
that
play
off next
Spectrums
week.
on it.
Right, what have we got here? Do
Have you ever heard of?
you remember
Sentry-
this toy? It's Ace. What toy?
I think he's talking about that Tiger Lights Out, because that can't be a random string of 3 words that you mentioned earlier.
Oh, right, okay.
10:03 p.m. He says Tiger Lights Out. But I've no idea what it is. I've not.
Yeah, it's an electronic handheld travel puzzle game.
Oh, right, yes, yeah. I think I've got one at the shop. What if E.T. existed? Then he wouldn't exist for very long because he'd get chopped to bits and it'd get used for something or other.
Who's to say he doesn't?
Well, he exists in some people's collections. You've got one. Well,
I do have an ET, yes. I have the NECA Ultimate ET.
Ah.
And do you know where I keep him?
building a lipstick stand. Where do you keep him?
I keep him at the side of my bed.
Oh, bless.
He's at the side of my bed.
Looks like
So
that's
when
good.
he finally does come to visit me, I can say, look, I've got you here.
Gold what? Gold what?
We have a question.
Spandau Ballet.
You could build it for his Godzilla. It'd have to be a lot bigger.
Right,
Good.
stuck inside. So, if you could pick one defunct toy manufacturer to come back, which one would it be, and what toy line would you want them to bring back? Dead easy. Palatoy, Action Force.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say that.
Move
He
on.
hadn't even finished reading that question, and I knew what his answer was going to be. Bluebird, Mighty Max.
Andy? Oh, come on. Well, we're young.
I'm thinking.
Come on.
I
At this rate, Robbo Lucas is going to be unborn at this rate because he's
quite like dinky stuff. I'd like to see more dinky stuff.
I bet you would as well, Mr. Saville. Dinky.
Robotics, says Robo Lucas.
How about what like Speed Kings? The Matchbox
Like all
Speed
sorts.
Kings.
I mean, they did. I mean, no, that was Matchbox, wasn't it?
Yes, that's what I just said. Matchbox Speed Kings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they would certainly have been a good successor. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was thinking Ertl as well because I mean, I've always loved the Ertl stuff that was produced. And technically, they still exist, Ertl, in theory, but they're just doing the farm stuff now.
Yeah,
Because
that's a cracking question. Is that stuff?
It is.
Who's
It's a good
next?
one. It would be a good one for another council, actually.
Yeah.
So Robotics from MB Games, wasn't it? That did them.
Yeah.
D's Nuts. Hello, D's Nuts. Any sign of my shoplifter recently? No, he's not been anywhere near. Wonder if he's seen that video. What do I mean it's stuck inside? I didn't say it's stuck inside. This guy's name is stuck inside.
Robbo Lucas, a mega up point there. Tonka and GoBots.
Tonka, I thought they were Bandai.
No, over here it was
Tonka
Tonka.
originally.
Okay.
Bandai probably picked up. Did Bandai end up distributing them, or did they buy Tonka?
No. GoBots and Machine Robo was Bandai. Over here, Tonka had the rights to distribute them and sell them over here.
Oh, okay, so it was distribution.
But it was still Bandai that made them then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. The Bandai originated them, and it's just that Tonka had the rights to distribute and sell them and market them over here. And then when Hasbro bought Tonka, they somehow got the rights to GoBots, and now Bandai can't do anything with them.
That's strange, isn't it?
Yes, very strange.
Odd.
Yes,
That's a
very
complex
strange.
licensing web there. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why you've not seen anything GoBot, original GoBot related for many years.
Does that not mean that? I mean, GoBot should be third party by now if anyone would bother to do it.
Yeah, I think it's Action Toys have been producing some, third party GoBot action. I had one years back, but I sold it. They did well, no, it's not. It's not Cycle. I can't remember the Renegade. I think it's the Renegade Leader they did, but they also put an alternate swap out face for. Let me see if I can find it because I did do.
Renegade was the female car, was she?
This what?
Was Renegade the female car? The evil
What is the
female
worst
car?
thing you've ever done to a toy?
I was always quite respectful of mine. I used to stick the noses of my Space 1999 Dinky Eagles into fire because they were metal, so they didn't melt, but they did get a good re-entry effect.
The paint probably didn't stand up well to it.
Yeah, well, I probably didn't think that one through, but I was little.
See, I used to make custom figures. So I would think nothing of chopping the feet off one figure to stick them onto another figure. And before Character Options made one, I made an absolutely brilliant, and I still have it, custom Auton from Spearhead from Space from Doctor Who. Yeah, that's cool. That's on his brown paper reviews. I remember those.
That's how old those photographs are.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, that's when I used to do the brown paper review. Yeah, that's the figure with the Renegade, leader sat with Cycle's face.
Cycle, yeah.
But but then but that's the actual Machine Robo.
Oh right, wow.
And then you get that's for when he's in his car mode. But they were magnetic, so you could attach them with a magnet there to swap them out.
He was a motorbike,
Yeah.
as in
Hinge fingers.
cycle.
Double joint elbows. That's the box.
Wow, very cool.
Oh, that was my review banner. GoBots, they came out of Transformers. Yeah, stress marks already. Very disappointing. I did a crossover. Where's the crossover image? Let me just. Is that in a different folder?
There are some licensed GoBot figures out there and model kits, apparently.
Oh. There we go. Oh.
I got this thing from Tonka.
Thailand would.
Remember those?
Legions of Power.
Yes, I've got that. I've got that one. Yeah.
I randomly picked it up the other day because I thought it looked interesting. It looked a little bit like robotics, actually.
Yeah.
But Tonka as well. And it was like, okay, so Tonka didn't just do big. Cool. Upgrades.
Yeah. Regarding what toy line would you revive? Does anyone remember Dark Future?
Dark Future. No, in a word.
Doesn't ring any bells with me. You're thinking up some really obscure stuff there, Lucas.
Kudos.
I've got it. Where is that bleeding photo? Oh, I know where the photo is. I'll get rid of that. Just chat amongst yourselves while I find the photo. I did a photo with that bike robo. Oh, let me see now.
You do very well to find stuff this fast, full stop. It must be organised.
Isn't Necromunda kind of Mad Max style?
What, as in the Warhammer?
Yeah. It's post-apocalyptic type of thing, isn't it?
I think all of Warhammer is post-apocalyptic. Once the battle's begun, it's pretty.
Well, it becomes post-apocalyptic, I suppose, depending on the planet that they're fighting over. But no, it's more just dystopian. Well, not dystopian, but nihilistic.
Night Mario,
future, isn't it? Good night, Mario. Take care. What I will say is that there was a fad a few years ago where people were taking Hot Wheels cars and they were customizing them into Mad Max Fury Road style roadsters, trucks, cars, and everything. Fantastic! There's some fantastic jobs out there that people did, and I think that someone made a game around those custom cars.
That's fun.
You've seen the Robot Chicken GoBot episode.
So that, as we can see, I will just point out, as we can see there, that is Rumble riding cycle.
It looks a little frenzied to me.
No, it's not frenzy. We all know it's not frenzy. These are really older. These anyway.
You seem to have a lot more fun with your photography back then than what you do now.
Yeah, it can't be asked now. I'm old and jaded now. I'm old and jaded.
Well, have you seen the Robot Chicken GoBot episode?
I can imagine what they do with it, but because they got a shout out in the Bumblebee film, didn't they?
Yes. But also as well, Cycle appears in Guardians of the Galaxy. So
really?
The GoBots.
Oh, yes, he did, didn't he?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because Drax says he destroyed my planet or killed someone or something, and he tries to go over and beat him up. I think it's the Christmas special.
It's someone in cosplay as Cycle, basically.
Yeah, and Drax goes over because he says, "Oh, he killed my whoever or his cousin or something like that."
No, I haven't seen that one. No, I think the only Robot Chicken episode I've ever seen is one of the Star Wars ones. It's not for me.
Yeah, I've got all those on DVD on Blu-ray. The Robot Chicken ones. The Family Guy. Family Guy.
Not by Mad Max vehicles in a Blood Bowl type Games Workshop game. All right, okay, fair enough then. So is Dark Future a Games Workshop game? You could have narrowed it down and said that.
No, I think you're saying it's similar to.
I was trying to think of a toy line.
It made me think of Dark Angel, actually.
Okay.
If you remember that series.
And while I just remember as well, I mean, I've already thanked him anyway, but I just want to thank Robo
Did you?
Lucas again for
Sorry.
sending me the stickers for X-Transbots Fast. He was kind enough to send me through some stickers to put over the windshield in robot mode, because there's a little notch cut out on the windshield in robot mode, and Robbo Lucas has done some stickers, and they're an identical match to the actual metallic paint that they've used on it, and you can put the sticker over it so it covers this notch up.
That's very good. That's very good.
Thank you for sending me that, Lucas. I appreciate that.
He's glad that you got them.
Yep.
Have either of you seen the Marvels yet? I haven't, and probably won't be doing.
Oh no! Good God! Why would I want to watch that?
I did, because my son wanted to see it, and so we went out of sort of macabre curiosity.
I'd have sent it on his own.
It was all right of its sort, but it's just sort of it's very much a sort of girl power film.
In fact, no, I'd have sat him down with a can of beer, a pack of cigarettes, and a Penthouse magazine, and say, "No, you'll read that, smoke that, and drink that."
The best thing about it, and I won't spoil it, it was probably the
post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene, yes.
Yeah, I think we all know what the post-credit scene is. Yeah, it's the only. I think it's got to the point now with Marvel films where if they know the film is going to be received poorly, stick a post-credit scene on it that everyone will want to see. Because that's the only way we're going to sell any tickets.
Yeah, I think me personally with the Marvel, I think the Marvel franchise needs to have a rest for a few years. I think
I'm done with it.
Yeah. I was done with it years ago. But...
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that I've yet to see Guardians Holiday Special, Guardians Volume 3, I've not watched Hawkeye, I haven't watched Echo, and probably never will. I haven't watched I Am Groot or whatever it's called. I haven't watched Secret Invasion. What else has there been? I haven't watched the What Ifs.
No. I tell you what I have watched. I did watch today.
Okay.
And
the What Ifs are good, actually.
It's what?
The What Ifs are quite interesting, actually, because they're animated.
The only one I enjoyed was the zombie one.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me that a good one to watch if you just wanted a bit of fun was the Thor one. And it made me watch it with him. I thought it was a steaming bag of poop, so I didn't even want to watch it. If that's the best.
But yeah, today I watched The Walking Dead, Those Who Live.
Okay.
And
The Walking Not So Dead.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't praise from Ed.
Yeah,
it's actually high praise from Ed, isn't it? Yeah.
The thing is that I am a big fan of The Walking Dead up until probably, I think, me personally, I think the Walking Dead started losing its way probably around about the time of The Governor, maybe just after the
season
Governor.
3.
Yeah, it kind of like it started going a bit off. It certainly dipped in quality after the binned Frank Darabont, but there were still some good episodes, and there were still some good, things like good storylines in it. But it started going. You could see it started going down and down and down. I mean, I've not watched. I think I stopped watching it at season. It was the end of the All-Out War when I stopped watching it. So when they defeated Negan. Was that season 7, was it? Was it season 7 or season 8?
Well, I never even saw it.
I've never watched it.
Right. So that's when I jumped off. The first series of Fear the Walking Dead was okay. I didn't mind that. But again, that then soon went. And then I haven't seen any of the others.
Spoiler.
Yes, that was a huge mistake they made by killing Karloff. Huge. That was two of the big bugbears that I had with Walking Dead. Allowing Judith to survive and killing Carl. And that was, I mean, because there was, I did catch a couple of episodes in the later seasons, and they had Judith. I think at this point would have been probably about
some nerds.
She was about 8 or 9 years old. She wasn't old. I think she was only about maybe 8 or 9, 10 at the most, 10 years old. And they had her using Rick's Colt Python. You know, stood there firing this big Colt Python. It's like, no, just no. It's like
the physics do not work.
No. That little girl would be having a severely broken arm. You know, it's, but yeah, it's, but that's the thing. I mean, I do like me zombie franchises and me zombie films, but the thing that amazes me throughout them all is once you become a zombie, how soft your skull becomes. It's like I don't think people actually appreciate how hard it is to actually break a skull. It's like really hard. You know,
I've never tried.
No, I'm just talking hypothetically, of course. Shit, it's the Rozzers. I'm off. Especially trying to stab a skull. It's just like, no, it's just not. You know, it's really difficult. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, that was that. Is there any more questions?
It wouldn't be so bad if they always seem to get them in the right places, like say the ear, the temple, or the eye, because obviously those are 3 weak spots that you would be able to stab. You know, with a good swing, and it would have the desired effect. But no, it's like when they put a boot goes down.
Maybe zombies don't drink enough milk, so their bones get really weak.
Is that right? Well, I just think of all these bones that people dig up that have been buried for centuries, and they're still rock hard.
Yeah, the walking osteoporosis.
I've got to, Joe. I agree with you. Cockneys versus zombies is good.
Why don't they call it the stumbling slightly alive or something? I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny that film.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I enjoyed the comic. I haven't completed my, what they call them? Are they the compendium? Not the compendiums. What are they? The collection
trade paperbacks, the graphic novels.
Yeah, the trade paperbacks. I think I need to get up to the end of the Negan one. Is that volume 13 or something? Is it volume 14? I think.
That's only halfway through. Not even halfway through the run.
Yeah.
There's 32 volumes.
Yeah. Well, I just want it to collect up to, you know, the Negan arc, and then I've done with it. But yeah.
Did you ever watch a show called Falling Skies?
Yes, I did. Yeah, the Ashfeni.
No, I watched Dark Skies.
Yeah, I remember Dark Skies as well. Yeah,
Dark Skies was good.
Falling Skies. See, I think I had a period of sick leave, and I watched all of Falling Skies, but it really sort of jumped the shark. I think about season 3. It seems to just go a bit off the rails, I think, towards the end. I think they've run out of ideas.
I think what did it with Falling Skies is they did the first series, and then they had a couple of year break. I think there was a quite a big gap between the first and second series, and then they came back.
Oh, right.
And it just went. Yeah, I think they just lost the plot with it, you know, because they did a really good story arc with the character of Pope.
Yeah.
And then in the last episode, they just completely and utterly undermined it and turned him bad and evil again. And it's like,
sorry, did you just say that Poe had a really good story arc?
Pope.
Oh, I thought you said Poe.
No,
I
Pope.
was going to say, well, somehow Palpatine survived.
There we go, Lucas. Right, fast zombie. Yeah, the thing with fast zombies is they're not zombies. That's a rage virus. Is that a zombie shambles? That's it. You don't have running zombies. The zombies got a shamble.
But I did like Zombieland, though. Is it Zombieland? I'm thinking of that comedy film with zombies.
Yeah, Zombieland, yeah. The first one's good. The second one's terrible.
Was it 28 Days Later that introduced them, or was it Resident Evil?
the rage virus style. The fast zombies. Yeah, you had fast. Well, in the
Were they in the
No,
Dawn of the
no.
Dead remake?
no the Resident Evil games have shambling zombies up until I think it's Resident Evil 4. Then when you get the Las Plagas, they
Right,
run
that's
a
a
bit
bit
quicker.
later then. That's later.
That's a bit later, but the original Resident Evils, they're like shambly zombies. I'm trying to think whether if there was anything before the 28 days later with the rage virusy kind of zombies.
Well, Resident Evil's rage virus, isn't it?
Resident Evil's like the T virus, yeah. But
Yeah, same
it's
thing.
like-
Isn't it?
but it's the way. What I'm talking about is the way to define a zombie, as in a zombie shambles, a rage virus zombie. They run, kind of thing. Yeah, they're the quicker ones. I'm just trying to think. When did the Dawn of the Dead remake come out? Did
I was
that
just
come out
thinking
before?
that the Snyder one.
Yeah, did that come out before 28 days later? Because the run in that, the move quickly in that one.
28 days later.
2004,
2004 for what?
Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
Hmm.
And when 28 days later.
2002.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So 28 days
It
later.
could
Yeah.
well be then, yeah.
Yeah, that could be the originator of the rage virus. Because, like I say, in 28 days later, it is more like a virus because Brendan Gleeson's character, he gets the droplet of blood in his eye, and then it turns him, and he then starts going, and so like munch and chomp and things like that.
We have it. I'm guessing that Dice and Some Nerds hasn't been here before.
I'm guessing so, yes. Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys collect?
We collect.
Spores, moles, and fungus.
Yeah.
Ah!
We collect the souls of fellow collectors that ask questions in the chat.
Oh, tonight's supposed to be about asking the questions. Come on.
It is, yeah.
He has asked a question, so I am a generalist. I collect bits and bats of things from the last 40 years or so, typically with some sort of science fiction or comic-y flavour to them. I think it would be fair to say. I have a penchant for diecast at the moment. There you go.
He does like his diecast. He does like his diecast a little bit.
I like a little diecast.
I collect a little bit of everything. I've got Godzilla stuff behind me. I've actually got Transformer stuff behind me that I've not really thought about before. I've no interest whatsoever in Action Force, but I've got some Action Force behind me. Legend of Zelda, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Batman, Joker, Harley Quinn type of things. I quite like Lego. Lego's nice. Lego's really, really good. Yeah, books, steel books. I've got a decent comic
You
selection.
steal them. Don't you pay for them?
No, I steal them.
Oh, that's okay.
Physical media in general, I suppose, because I've got quite a nice spinal collection too. So yeah, all sorts really for me. I'm again generalist, I would say. If I see something and I like it, I want it. Now, Ed, on the other hand, his is laser focused.
I collect nothing. I just come on here to be the resident irritant of the council. No,
Breaking my rule on non-swearing. Bullshit.
Swear
I
alert.
collect.
Swear alert.
I've one or two Transformers. Quite modest collection, really, and I have a small collection of quite famous 1980s microcomputers that may have been
A
made.
small collection. You've got more than anyone else in the world, probably.
I have. That's the thing. I haven't. I know people that have far more than what I do.
Scary.
But yeah, no, I collect Transformers and I collect anything or more stuff related to the old ZX Spectrum by Sinclair Research. That's me. There are other bits and bobs that I pick up that I do collect, but not to the degree of what the main two things that I collect. And that's me. That's me.
going back to one of Joe's questions, did you ever read Outcast or Invincible? It kind of ties into The Walking Dead because it's the same writer.
I saw the TV show Outcast that had thing in it, didn't it? It had Philip Glenister in, who played Gene Hunt. It had him, and it was a shame because that got cancelled after the. Was it the second series they cancelled that? Or was it the end of the first series?
It got a second series, did it? I didn't know.
I can't. No, actually, I think they cancelled it after the first series, and it was a shame because it was really good. It was really good.
Often the way.
Invincible? No, I've not. I might have heard of that, but I don't think I've seen it. Is that like a superhero kind of thing?
Yeah,
Incredibly graphic.
They have adapted it for Amazon as an animated series.
Right. Right.
28 Days Later was 22 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Did you watch Lesbian Vampire Killers? No. I haven't scraped that much at the bottom of the barrel yet.
I've watched Lesbians. I cannot attest to their credentials as vampire killers. But then again, is the film about lesbian vampire killers, or is it about lesbian vampires that are killers? We need to find, because we need to know, because obviously the way that film gets watched could change the context. You know,
or is it about killers of lesbian vampires?
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
That's
It's like,
the thing.
the context of that film needs to be known before you go into
Lucas mostly collects Transformers.
On that sort of basis, that I am frequently disappointed in life by the fact that when they say free cash at cash machines, you have to pay for it.
Of course you do. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just shocking.
Me and one of my best friends love collecting clone troopers. Nothing wrong
Just
with
as an
that.
aside, Robo Lucas has more Transformers than me.
Really?
And Robo Lucas seems to buy new Transformers 3 or 4 times a week.
Wow.
He's Mr. Moneybags. He's Mr. Minted. Bless him. All hail Robo Lucas. and the bugger takes better pictures than me as well. And another thing.
Question for the generalist.
These bloody A4 bits of coloured paper, making it all look nice and sparkly and shiny. You know,
I don't know how you can ask this question though, because I've seen your collection. I know what you collect. I've seen what you've chosen to share of your collection. Anyway, if you could only collect one line, franchise, or toy manufacturer, what or who would it be? Jesus.
Ooh.
I thought that's a question for the genitals
then. Andy's going to go with Eagle Moss Star Trek ships just because of how many he's got.
Well, actually, I was thinking that if you picked someone like Hasbro, you'd probably be able to pick pretty much anything that you'd want because they pretty much own everything now. I mean, you know.
No, he says one line.
Well, it says all toy manufacturer.
I think it's kind of an either or either kind of deal, isn't it? So it's like, is it one line or a franchise toy manufacturer? What would it be?
I couldn't answer that question. I really couldn't. Although now that I've got those vintage Star Wars Carter figures, which is looking like they are actually vintage.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I've got a nice start to a collection there with them ones.
I don't think I'd want to start
collecting them. Yeah, there is.
I think knowing what I know now, I think I would have just done my G1 stuff.
I would stick with Ann Summers' Rampant Rabbits. Oh, there's so many different colours and shapes.
I'd have stuck with box G1, and then I'd have gone on to my Spectrum stuff. I think I would have. It's too late to quit Masterpiece now, but I think in hindsight, looking back, I think I probably maybe shouldn't have gone on down the Masterpiece route. You know, but you know, we do what we do.
Basically, James Gordon kills that. Well, you've just put me off watching that film altogether if James Gordon's in it.
Well, what he ought to have done is ought to have made a cordon round them, so then they couldn't get out.
There you go. He's flipping it to you. Transformers or Spectrum? Spectrum.
Actually, yeah, Spectrum. Yeah, Spectrum. Yeah,
I knew that one.
yeah, Spectrum.
I only post one unboxing per week. Falling behind with my photos. I've been too busy making furry chest stickers. What?
Fury. That
Fury
chest.
chest there. Sorry, that's mine. He's getting
Fury.
red.
It's furry. You've got a furry chest.
Have you ever watched any new Channing Tatum films? That's random. Has he done any new films? No.
The last film I watched that had Channing Tatum in was that. Oh bloody hell! What they call it now? It's like an apocalypse, end of the world film. It's got like Seth Rogen in it and Danny McBride and James Franco. And,
I think I know which film you mean. I didn't even know that he was in it.
yeah, he plays Danny McBride's Gimp in
Okay,
it. It's quite funny actually. It's quite funny.
okay, fair enough. Have I ever seen a Star Wars film?
I've watched Force Awakens. Does that count?
No.
No.
Actually, that one is the most Star Wars of the lot because
Yeah.
it copies everything that came before it.
Mm.
Yeah, we've seen Star Wars once.
Yeah.
I stick with either fans' toys or new age toys.
Yeah,
Okay.
good choice, Lucas. Yeah, good choice.
Lobot knew it as well.
New one.
That you would go with Spectrum.
Sorry, yeah.
Magic Mike. Never seen it. Never seen it.
No, I'm not seeing Magic Mike.
What's everyone's least favourite movie of all time?
Oh.
Least favourite.
That gives me a fantastic opportunity to drop into this. Where is it?
We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Flashback.
What the? Somehow Palpatine returned.
It's so dumb.
So dumb, it's brilliant.
I stumbled across that earlier and I was like, I've got to prep that to share it because it's brilliant. No, it's just dumb.
I'm going to go with least favourite movie of all time. I wouldn't say it's my least favourite movie of all time, but it was like I was bought this as a Christmas gift years ago. And I'd not seen it. And I put the DVD in, started watching it, and I was just like, what? And I ejected it. I took it to the shop, and I swapped it for another DVD. And that was Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say it's my least favourite, but it was just like, it wasn't. But I don't know. I find that a really difficult film because it's like, a difficult question for me personally because I think even in some of the worst films that you watch, I think there's still some positives that you get out of them. You know, I can't say I've ever seen a really, truly awful movie, you know.
Are you sure?
Huh? It looked nice.
Yeah, it's got saving graces, hasn't it?
You know, it looked nice. I mean, the rest of it was absolutely atrocious and awful.
Worst movie? Circus. I've not seen that one.
I mean, I suppose you could say that least favourite movies are probably the movies that I've not seen or I just kind
you
of
tend
think.
to avoid by reputation, wouldn't you? I suppose.
Yeah, I just don't want to watch that.
Answering his own question.
Oh, Ghost Ship. Yeah, I remember watching that. Yeah,
3. I don't think I ever saw it.
it's about a ship with ghosts.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. This is going to be quite no, I can't say it's my least favourite, but the one that I have the least enjoyable time watching, even though it's got some fantastic special effects, scenes, music. It's got a lot of things that should make an outstanding film, but I have a really bad experience every time I watch it, and that's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I was wondering if somebody was going to say that one.
It's just so long. Nothing actually happens in it.
It's
And
art,
then-
darling. It's
Yeah.
art.
And then the end of it, I feel like you've got to be on drugs to actually watch it. You know,
They
it's,
probably were when they made it.
it's literally like our background for 15
It's
or 20 minutes. Yeah, it's
I remember. Yeah.
It's
Well-
it's the main character evolving to a higher level of being.
Well, apparently it's getting digitized or something. If you actually, or some such. If you read books, I think. But
I
anyway,
mean, I've bought it on 4K because it's one that I actually do want to sit down
I've
and
got-
watch again and really enjoy. I'd love to enjoy it.
what about 6 of them on DVD now?
Yes, I know you have.
Bring
But yeah,
some food if you want.
apparently the 4K cut of it is really, really good. So I do want to give it a try. But
It was a beautifully filmed film. I mean, you know.
Well,
and then
these-
again, there's
the-
Carry On Columbus as well. That is really, really, really bad.
Well, I can think of some that
So that's
are in.
really not seen it.
I know of it. I know some that are in
Yes.
franchises that nearly kill the franchises. Things like, I think, was it Superman 4?
Oh, Quest for Peace. Yeah. That's quite awful.
Star Trek 5, Alien 3. You know, sort of purely because the other ones around them are so strong, they just struggle. I mean, I can think there's some really wonky sci-fi ones that I watched where they were kind of reusing footage from other films and stuff.
Nice one, Lobot. Did you guys ever collect playing cards? Do you mean playing
Yes.
cards or trading cards?
No, I did. I have a really nice. I think it's in the drawer downstairs. There's a really nice Ace of Spades and a Jack of Diamonds in a drawer downstairs. I know they are there.
Top trumps. Didn't actually collect them.
Top
I think
thump.
he's talking about his ACDC stuff and whatnot.
No, I have. I did. Yeah, I used to have. It would have. I suppose it would have been a late 70s thing. I had quite a lot of Top Trumps sets as a young kid. I have one downstairs, which is me dinosaur Top Trumps. I still have that one with the models that they used for the Top Trump set is ones that they used for a book, and the guy that made the models is a guy that did stop motion work with Ray Harryhausen.
Oh, lovely.
So there you go. That's a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had like the horror Top Trumps. There were two sets. There was one with looked like Christopher Lee's Dracula, and then there was another one with like a Reaper or something on it. I had those, and then but with it being like the late 70s, I had a lot of Top Trump sets that had like jet aircraft and supercars and sports cars and wagons as well. Scammels and Seddon Atkinsons and stuff like that.
I've got one in this week, which is Scramblers.
All right. Right.
The only good part is the first 10 minutes. I'm guessing that's of Ghost Ship.
I think so.
Circus is a weird gangster movie set in Brighton. Walked out of the cinema. Fair enough.
Oh dear.
And last comment there is I have original horror sets and cowboy Top Trumps. There we go.
Oh, excellent.
There you go. Worst film ever you've seen has to be Godzilla 2014. Really? That's the worst film you've ever seen. You've just been talking about lesbian vampire slayers and Cockneys versus zombies.
I don't mind the 2014 Godzilla. It's not a bad
Is he
film.
thinking of the 2000? Is there a 2004 one? What was that one with that?
The Matthew Broderick one's 1997.
Is it
But
that
even
early?
that, it's still not a terrible film. It's a popcorn.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Sorry, yeah, that's the one I thought he meant.
No,
I thought he meant
2014 is the one with Bryan Cranston in it.
Oh, it's not bad.
It's not
bad,
bad.
is that?
No.
It's not bad.
Is that the one that when they
That's
introduced?
the worst film you've ever seen. Sure.
I mean, like I said, the Matthew Broderick one, I don't mind that one either. That one's all right.
No, I don't. It's
I think
not
it's one of those
good.
ones that was a bit overhyped. I think that was
Yeah.
probably the worst thing. It was overhyped and bad.
It's got a great soundtrack to it. Jamiroquai did the soundtrack. Oh, that's an awesome soundtrack, is that?
Have we ever seen the game D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, yeah. I sell pieces of it. Yeah.
I'd love to get an original copy of Dungeons and Dragons. You know, the first one, the red box by TSR, and I'd love to play Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I'd love to get that.
I've played. Well, I'm saying this. I think it was proper Dungeons and Dragons. I played it once, in which I think I inadvertently shot one of my team. I misfired and I shot, but I think I redeemed myself later on because fortunately there was a healer in the team, so that was all right. But it's like,
Cool. I've never played it. I'd like to play it. I think we're on fifth. Is it 5th edition now, which is supposed to be one of the best and easiest, or rather not confusingest way to play.
I think Stranger Things has probably given it a boost.
Oh,
as well.
Stranger Things has given it a boost, definitely.
Yeah.
It's introduced a younger audience to it, for definitely.
It's that whole thing about kind of like, you know, you make up the games and like, you know, and you decide how it goes. Yeah, I'd like to, because I can remember seeing it as a kid, you know, on the shelves and stuff, and it being advertised in the comics and things like that.
Yeah, and the comics big time. Yeah, definitely.
You know, but
the American comics. Yeah.
He's a DM and he's run a couple of games. It's fun.
Oh, cool. Does he do them online? If you do them online, then yeah, well, we might have to navigate. You have to nursemaid us into that. But yeah, I'd quite enjoy having a game of Dungeons and Dragons. I'd look forward to being very, very thorough.
What do you think of Junior? Juniors or Junior? Junior. Are we talking the Arnold Schwarzenegger and one here?
Yeah.
It might be.
Third worst film ever. Oh, my word, George. I had a lot of fun watching that. I've never watched it a second time, I'll grant you, but I had a lot of fun watching that. It's not a film they'd be able to release now. You know, because it was a big deal about a man being pregnant back then in that film. It was special and couldn't happen. Now it happens almost every day.
No, it don't. No, it don't. No.
If they say that they are men, then they are men.
Men can't have babies.
No, I've never run a game online, he says. I say he, I'm assuming it's a he. Sorry if it's a she, especially after what I've just said about the pregnant man. But yeah, sorry. Right, okay, I think we're pretty much coming to the end of this, aren't we? Or do we hold on for another 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes, so we get 3 hours under our belt?
Yeah, why not? Come on, someone fire in some last-minute questions.
I'm a boy. You know, I had a funny feeling that you were, and I also have a funny feeling that you're of the younger age.
Are you a boy?
Do we have
a boy and not
Real
man
boy?
as well?
Or do you have to scream?
Yeah, if you're a boy, you should be in bed for school. Come on.
I got no freaking devil in me.
Can you please use capital letters at the beginning of your sentences?
Oh, don't be cruel. Don't be cruel.
I'm being educational. Shut up.
13. Yeah, I thought so. I thought as much. Bless you. What are you doing at school at the moment then? What are you I
have a better question.
through?
I have a better question. How does How did the 13-year-old find us here now?
Homeschooled. All right. Okay. Yeah. How has a 13-year-old found? How have you found? Yeah. How have you stumbled across us?
I'm guessing YouTube algorithm recommendation.
Probably. Everyone's favourite movie. This one could be interesting.
Ooh, favorite movie.
Mood dependent.
Definitely.
Mood dependent.
If we're allowed to count trilogies, I'd probably go Lord of the Rings. Because that works as a film, as one long continuous film. It doesn't really
I'm
work
getting a
as.
strange sense of deja vu.
Yes, actually. Yeah.
It's just that as soon as you said trilogy, I went.
Yeah. But if we're going single movies, probably the first Back to the Future film.
Good shout. Good shout. Good solid time travel flick. Yes.
Holds up today still. Cracking soundtrack. Wonderful poster. Brilliant cast.
Yeah.
He's got nothing against it. It's like, if there's a perfect film, it's probably it.
I really enjoyed Aliens. I always have fun with Aliens, and it led to a lot of sort of comic reading and sort of expanded universe stuff for me personally as well.
No, you see, I have two favourite movies.
That's acceptable.
I'm just awkward,
Debbie does Dallas, and Dallas had Debbie.
No, it's Mrs. That does not go there. No, no, it is. Well, they are, should I say? Arthur with Dudley Moore.
Yeah.
And E.T.
Yeah.
Those are my two favourite movies. So those would be the two movies that, those hypothetical scenarios where it was like, right, okay, you're on death row or something like that, and they say, you get to watch, you've got two films you can watch before. Those would be the two, yeah.
And interestingly, none of us went Star Wars.
But it goes without saying, doesn't it? Yeah, but apart from Star Wars and Red Tails and Willow, what has George Lucas ever done for us?
As much as I like Star Wars, I can acknowledge that they're actually not that good films. There's far better films out there than Star Wars, as much as I like them.
Yeah, I mean, it very much depends on how you define best, doesn't it?
And Joshy Boy. And Dale, sorry. There's some cracking suggestions there in the chat.
Is Andy going to tell us what his favourite is yet?
Sorry, Andy. Yes, go.
I went with Aliens.
Oh, you did actually, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Good lad said, "Lo, what about being homeschooled? Was watching Star Wars lore and saw this live stream. That's how he found us. Oh, fair enough. Well, welcome aboard.
Cool.
But that's when I really hate. It's got to be Dungeons and Dragons 2000 version. Yeah, that's not a good film. I don't hate it though. I still find things in it that I enjoy. What's his name? Is it Jonathan Pryce? Is it not? No, it's not Jonathan Pryce. Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons is in that film, and he's brilliant in everything he does. It's the movie, yes.
I can remember
Trust, Static, and Mystery Train. Pardon?
I can remember when Jeremy Irons used to be on Playaway with
Brian.
Brian.
Okay, fair enough. None of these are particularly geek movies.
That's all right.
Well, no, it's.
I don't think that was the question.
No, it's just can't help what you like.
My favourite movie is The Clone Wars. That's because you are 13. Trust me, it will not stay your favourite movie forever.
Hang on. On a point of order, in what way is The Clone Wars a movie?
The first 3 episodes were edited together as a movie and released that way before the series came out.
Me and Gareth went to the cinema to see that.
We did, yes. In 2000 and... 2006 or 7? 2007, wasn't it?
It may have been. I don't know.
Think
So as in the CGI version got a
Yes.
cinema release. Oh, right.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They go to save Gardillo Hutt's little sproglet thing, don't they? Is it Gardillo?
It's Jabbers.
Oh, is it Jabbers? Right.
Yeah, it's Jabbers. Stinky.
That's it. Yeah.
Starship Troopers and Hot Tub Time Machine. I've not seen Hot Tub.
A good film. It's a good film. John Cusack. Yeah.
Jaws.
Jaws
good
is
call.
a classic. Yeah, Jaws is a
Good call.
classic.
Labyrinth.
Yes.
Yeah. Dark Crystal.
Explorers,
Yes.
yes.
Explorers. The Navigator is the
Oh,
one.
solid. Yeah, very solid.
I have a lot of good memories of that as a child. I've not watched it as I've grown up, though. I don't want to ruin it.
And as you reminded me, Thanos is in Goonies.
Yes, he is. Yes. Wicker Man, Kez, the Warriors, Thing, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
I'd go with Thing from that lot. Definitely.
Wicker Man is disturbing. It's
I
good.
know of it. I don't think I've ever sat and watched it, possibly because of that.
No, it's good.
Really? Attack of the Clones?
No, he did mean Attack of the Clones. Okay, there we go.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's
I've not seen Revenge of the Sith yet, then, no?
put it this way. I'd rather watch Attack of Clones than the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I'll give it that. See, Attack of the Clones, of the 6 Star Wars films that exist, Attack of the Clones is my least favourite. I love the clone stuff. I love all the battle at the end of it. I love a lot of the Jango Fett stuff, the cloning stuff. It's the fact that it's literally a romance story, and the two people involved in the romance have no chemistry together whatsoever. And as good as an actress as Natalie Portman is, both of them are like wooden logs in that film.
But is that them or is that Lucas?
Yeah, it probably is his directing. But no, it's my least favourite of the 6. Is that one?
Time Bandits from Robbo Lucas there.
The fact that and I'm not pulling you down at all there, Dyson nerds. It's just, my opinion. Time Bandits. I've got that, but I've not watched it yet.
Whatever.
Ever.
Time Bandits. It's good. Good film.
I
Time Bandits.
know.
I've got it. I
I
can
know.
lend you it if you want to.
No, I've got it.
Have you got it? Oh, get it watched then.
I've
Have you
got
watched?
a lot of
Have you
watched.
watched? Hitchhiker's
No.
Guide to Galaxy and
No.
Robinson Crusoe on Mars yet?
Oh,
That's what I was doing. Yeah, I still haven't watched Robinson Crusoe on Mars. I don't have Hitchhikers.
You do have Hitchhikers. You've got my bloody copy of Hitchhikers.
Have I?
Yes, you have.
Where's that then?
That's
Hey,
what
yeah,
you mean,
exactly.
asking you that.
Where is it?
I'm going to dig that out then, sorry.
Yes.
Your favourite movie is probably Jurassic Park. That's a good call.
Yeah, it's a good romp. It's a fun film. It's a fun film, definitely.
My Old Dad's with Bill Burr.
Okay.
That is a good one, yes.
Now,
Also, Bridge to Terabithia. I've seen that.
Interesting, but I haven't ever seen it.
Wasn't that quite a strange animation type thing?
Yeah, it was something animated, I think.
Yeah. I
It
think
was like
so,
a Disney.
yeah.
It looked a little bit like a Disney film, but I'm not sure it was one.
No, I think was it DreamWorks or something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? We just don't know.
Let's have a look. Oh, is it not animated? I thought it was animated.
No, I think it is. I think it is live action, but it is fantasy.
It was distributed by Walt Disney Pictures, but it's Paramount.
Oh, Paramount. Okay.
No, I think Anakin was 10. Was Anakin 10? And I think
Yeah, she was older. She was way older, wasn't she?
no, I think she was. I don't think she was that much older than him.
Oh, really?
I think he was supposed to be 9 or 10 years old.
What are we
And I think
talking
she
about
was
here?
I think she's about 14.
Padme and Anakin.
Oh, in Phantom Menace, he was 9 and she was 14. There's 5 years difference between them.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah.
Which isn't weird once they're 10 years older, but it's weird at that point.
I don't know if I were 9-year-old, I was tapping a 14-year-old. I won't complain.
9-year-old, you should barely be able to get it up. All right,
I've always been ready for
She
action.
was about 11 when she met Vader. That's a weird way of putting it because he wasn't.
I'll tell you
Take care, Benjamin. I'll see you on Saturday.
Another series of movies that are particular favourites of mine, but wouldn't be in that category of being my favourite. But and I have the box set down over there, and that's the Carry On films.
Right, yes.
I love the Carry On films.
I do too, and that's why I say Carry On Columbus is one of the worst ones ever because it's terrible.
Yeah, Carry On Columbus isn't great. It isn't
It's
great.
awful.
It would have been better had Mr. Frankie Howard not passed away because he was supposed to play Columbus in that. But they
Not that there's anything wrong with Jim Dale, but it just
no.
Yeah.
They drafted Jim Dale back into. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't as good as the original. But to be fair, even in the original run, I didn't like Carry On Emmanuel because that was trying to copy it was trying to cash in and copy the Confessions films with
Yes.
Robin Asquith. It's like Confessions of a Window Cleaner and stuff like that. And I wasn't that over keen either on Carry On England as well, which was the army base one.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that one.
Yeah, it's not that great, to be fair.
I was watching through the Carry On films when I was a kid. I probably would have been about 9, 10 years old. So I was never allowed to watch Carry On Emmanuel.
Right.
Yeah, you could probably imagine why.
Mm.
But I don't think I ever got as far as watching England. But I saw pretty much all the others.
Yeah. I think my two favourites of the Carry Ons is probably going to be Cleo and Screaming.
Screaming's a classic, isn't it?
Those. But to be fair though, it's like with Carry On films, it's
Crying tonight.
Yeah, it's like trying to pick a favourite child, because they're all good. They're all good. That original.
Apart from those autistic ones, Emmanuel. Apart from the autistic ones, Emmanuel and Columbus.
Yeah, well, like I say, Emmanuel it was
terrible
like
thing to say, Gareth.
It was
Terrible. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody.
What's that?
I'm just saying I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just being stupid.
Yeah, Carry On Up the Khyber's good one, yeah.
Khyber's brilliant. It's a live-action movie about two pre-teens creating what?
Oh, no, hang on a minute. It's Oh, hang on a minute now. One of the kids. It's the actor that then ends. It's the same actor that's in Hunger Games.
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson.
That's the one, yeah. And it actually turns out that the adult spaceman is actually one of the kids. He's like time travelled.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I don't need to watch that then. Oh, mate.
That's not spoiling.
A fancy world, Wales spending their free time from school. Okay. Watched Karen at the Khyber the other day, classic, but one of them dies. Okay.
Spoilers.
Anyway,
Are we going to bring this to an end?
yeah.
Yes.
We could probably go on for an hour, but I think Andy's ready for bed.
No,
I'm kind of feeling ready for bed.
they all need to clear off now. Go on, bugger off the lot of you.
Dyson Nerds has got to get up for school in the morning.
You what, sorry?
His commute is zero, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I suppose you could have a lie-in. You don't have to go to school, does it? Right, okay. Good night, everybody. It's been wonderful. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very
And
much.
we'll catch you another time. What am I going to put on? What are we going to say goodbye with?
I prefer Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Not over keen on
Oh.
Cheerios.
Au revoir.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
That is enterprise.